off track forever. Child of the nation, will seek redemption, time for salvation. Today is meant to be day of victory, time for history. Reverse the tendency, fight the entropy, channel your rivalry. You're praying for fortune to come, you're hearing the sound of the drums. It's too late to backtrack, get back your back now. Keep your feet on the ground and stand up. You've got what it takes to fight back. Don't stop until you black out, out. Stand up, you've got what it takes to fight back. Don't stop until you back out. Give all you got, show them how to make a miracle. Stand up, you've got what it takes to fight back. Don't stop until you back out. Give all you got, show them how to make a miracle. Go save your team, be a hero. Take home the cup, be a star. They waiting for you, take aim, shoot your arrow. It's your time to shine, show them who you are. Stronger, gotta go faster, gotta get better, gotta work harder. It's fight or flight now, get up now. Go wake the moon, go for the goal, lead up the stadium, you know how it's done. Stand up, got what it takes to fight back. Don't stop until you back out. Give all you got, show them how to make a miracle. Stand up, got what it takes to fight back. Don't stop until you back out. Give all you got, show them how to make a miracle. Stand up, you've got what it takes to fight back. Don't stop until you black out. Stand up, you've got what it takes to fight back. Don't stop until you back out. Give all you got, show them how to make a miracle. Stand up, you've got what it takes to fight back. Don't stop until you back out. Give all you got, show them how to make a miracle.
Hey Future Pros! Today I thought I'd teach you all how to do the famous quad boost on Overpass. To execute this boost, you must have 5 Future Pros and 1 AWP. Future Pro number 1, you have the easy job. All you have to do is run and stand in this spot. Future Pro number 2, you will have to jump onto the head of Future Pro 1 by jumping from the railing. Future Pro number 3, now that Future Pro 2 is nice and situated, you can now jump onto their head by also jumping from the railing. This is higher than 2 people, so you'll be sliding when you jump onto their heads. Make sure you are sliding into the wall and try not to slip off. Future Pro number 4, your job is to get Future Pro 5 on top of everybody else's head. You need to crouch down and let Future Pro 5, FP5, hop onto your head and get in their spot. Lucky Future Pro number 5, you actually get to shoot something. Hop on top of your teammate's head and you should easily be able to jump on top of everybody else's. You will also be sliding when up there, but you should be able to make it around the corner while sliding into the wall. Now you'll have a clear vision to a few spots on B, so take your time and place your shot. Happy boosting!
We're back again. Man, this feels like deja vu at this point, doesn't it, Hugo?
Third time's the
we're
charm.
in. No, seriously, for this time, it's real. It's happening,
Yeah?
Hugo.
Really?
I have it on good authority. I don't actually. I'm just making all this up. Valde, though, he's the kind of guy who doesn't let these problems stick around long, right? He just tries to. He's a fixer. He's a doer. He's a man who gets the job done. And so hopefully he's sorted all of his problems and we're getting back into this with no more issues.
Yeah, I'm on GoTV and he just dropped again. But let's presume.
Did he?
Yeah,
oh, well, it's very interesting,
let's
isn't
presume
it?
he's coming right back.
Right, yeah,
Otherwise,
we'll
we
just
wouldn't be
presume.
here. Okay, it's a safe bet. What could go wrong? Possibly. Well, right now for OG, everything that could go wrong is going wrong. They might be ringing MBK. Mate, could you come back? We need you really quick. just for a quick BO3.
MBK, actually, mate, we really miss what you were bringing to the server.
We regret everything,
yeah.
in fact. We're very sorry. And,
Blowing off his phone, and MBK's like, nah, mate, just puts it down, turns it to silent,
Yeah.
down on the side, gets back into his Valorant pug. Right.
Oh.
8-3, Hugo. That was
He's
the
back.
score. When
He's
everything was moving soundly, 8-3 was the score. And Valde is now back in the server.
Yeah.
Issa is also back in the
Yeah, no,
server.
he was the one that
Wasn't
dropped.
aware that we even had a problem there, but
No, just for recon. We're good.
they're back in. There's 10 players in the server, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
10 players in the server tonight. And now we're ready to get this one underway.
Tabson playing a game of catch with himself, known as juggling, but when you juggle one item, it's not that impressive, I would say. Anyone can throw it up in the air and catch it. He's not even catching it. Look, it hits the ground and then it just appears on his back. Oh, guns getting thrown around. We're waiting for guns to get fired between OG and Big.
What gets fired first? Is it the guns or is it Hugo and me? Get your votes in now using the hashtag ESL Pro League.
Get your requests in.
And maybe Alex the Chab will be here to read out the results when we're back in. Now they're throwing the guns to each other.
Okay, Nico wrote in match chat that he's going to restart his router.
Oh, nice. So,
maybe
guys,
third time isn't the charm.
welcome to the technical repair stream with Valde and the rest of OG, as we take you through all the hottest tips on how to repair your router in an official.
I just miss LAN, man. I just miss some dude walking in with a massive PC. He would
Yeah,
about it.
yeah, and
he'd
he's
pick
just-
it up and he'd throw it out the window.
Yeah.
And he'd put a new PC down. And it would all be fine.
And it would
all
be good right
yeah,
away.
It would work. You know, that's why we love LAN. That and many other reasons.
Guys, we just lost power to the whole city. It's like, don't worry, we are building a solar farm as we speak. Like, that's the kind of stuff, they're the kind of solutions that happen on the fly at
Yeah.
LAN. Whereas when it's online and you have to rely on other people to fix it, oh, it's a rough one.
We've had some crazy ones, Harry. Remember last year? I think it was the Cologne Grand Final. There was a hurricane.
Yeah, Nitro had to
Nitro, rather,
relocate
yes.
because there was tornadoes
Yes.
hitting his
So
home.
he picked up his PC, he picked up his monitor, he threw them in the boot of a car, and he drove off to an undisclosed location to finish the BO5 final, if I recall.
Yeah, which was just unreal, by the way. Nitro, we still miss you dearly.
Yeah.
A bit of a legend. Of course. He went over somewhere else.
Let's just keep with the here and the now. But, you know, we've had some crazy relocation stories.
Yeah. I wonder how much crazier they can get. Maybe Valde's going to be like, okay, I'm traveling to
Nico's apartment.
Nico's house right
Yeah.
now, guys. He's got a spare laptop I'm going to be on. What does that say, Hugo?
I can't read
How
it.
good's your
It's the
German?
bumper. It's too fast.
Well,
I missed it.
hope you really took that one in.
Lucky I don't speak German either, so, you know.
It means the rabbit, Hugo. How could you not know that?
Well, thank you, Philip. Harry didn't know that either. There was a photo of a rabbit, though.
Yeah.
So he could have worked that one out.
I mean, Hugo, you own a...
Rabbit? No. I
Yeah, well, you're not the animal per se.
don't. Jesus. Yeah, actually, you know the question earlier about who's getting fired first?
Maybe it's us. Maybe
I
it's
quit.
us. Oh, okay. Man, I do like Overpass. Let's just kind of mold in
Yeah,
this
let's
one.
mold.
So how are we all doing? It feels like a real Twitch stream now. It doesn't even feel like it's Pro League. You know, we're just sat here, some chill music on. We're actually in the just chatting section for the first time in ESL's history, and we're just vibing. We're just having a good time. Hugo, what's your weirdest toilet story as we fly past it? What's your weirdest sewer story?
Sewer story?
You, Frank, D, all down in the sewer.
Just
Charlie.
Clothes above our heads so they don't get wet. No, I have no sewer stories, Harry. Sorry to disappoint. Maybe you could have picked a more relatable topic.
I've never been to a sewer. As far as I'm aware, they don't even exist.
Well, I've got some great news for you, Harry.
Yeah, what is it?
I'm going to throw this conversation into the gutter.
Dude, I was enjoying
and
this.
throw it to a break, because ladies and gents,
purposefully ignored it.
4th time's the charm. That's what they say. 4th time is the charm. Join us for the 4th time between Big and OG in just a moment.
Yeah.
Maybe you get a player on the team and you kind of already have in your mind how you want him to play. So you force him too much in certain roles or positions without really giving him the room to maybe get his side of things or how he wants to play. And I feel like usually when you really give someone the confidence and the trust to do what he wants and let him figure it out by himself in a way, you know, within the space of the team obviously, then you get a lot more out of that than just saying, okay, you need to play here, you need to do this and that. Because then you're kind of missing out on some skill sets the person have that you maybe didn't think about at first, you know?
I think one thing, again, I go back to just kind of the biggest thing I've been harping on is this level of communication. I don't think people realize how much easier the game becomes when you are confident in what your teammate is doing, when you are confident in the communication and the information that's being passed to you. I don't think people realize how much of your focus can be elevated by you simply communicating properly with your teammates and how much it brings them into the game as well. So I mean, I honestly, you know, outside of anything crazy coach quote or like some kind of coaching technique, literally just communication in all aspects, and in terms of being uncomfortable, in terms of being comfortable. I think that just helps. It elevates the teams, and it elevates individual players beyond what you would believe.
It was like a huge moment going into the tournament. We didn't win anything for 2.5 years or something. We didn't expect us to like even get to playoffs.
Our mindset entering the grand final was super good because we had some good results before that, and we had a lot of confidence. We were playing really good as a team and individually, so everything felt good. Being behind backstage, you're always like, you have a lot of rush in you and you just want to go out and play.
Playing in such a big event, one of the biggest arenas with the best crowds, was important for us all, considering where we were in our careers. You knew what they were going to do, how they were going to play. They never backed down or played like a slow game or something you didn't expect. They always came in with heavy skill. I think it really suited us playing against such a style. We really knew what we had to do, and we knew if we hit our shots, we were probably going to win the match.
Bomb down, and Guardian's gonna go searching with the AWP. Wants to beat Chuck early, and JW comes out just as he looks away, but look what Nico's done. He's gotten Crims and Flusha. It only would take one bullet. Nearly gave himself away, but nothing. JW could do phase, hold on, and take their fifth.
So many key individual moments, and you can win a map 16-0 if someone has a good map, or you can lose if any one of the other players in their team is having a really good game.
Guardian Ladi becomes in a 1v5, and in this situation it should be unwinnable, and I think everyone just starts thinking about the next round.
Good flashbang, could get a couple more out of this one, and Fnatic are starting to crumble. What's going on?
When I killed the third one, it doesn't see that the fourth one went to the right, so everyone in our team started like, to right. Just remember, I don't know how, but you become a little bit nervous because he shouldn't be able to do this.
We'll wait for this to go to time. Guardian knows exactly where to look. Oh! And he's got all 5!
The world's best sniper!
We had to take a timeout because he was so pumped up, and it's understandable, and I think it was the right thing to do. One of the best plays I've ever seen in the game, and it was also fun to experience on stage.
Definitely spots him. Oh, not only does he spot him, thank you very much!
Oh, wow, no way.
I won the 2-on-5, which was a really crucial round to win the entire series. There's a lot of those moments throughout your career, and you might not remember them all at the same time, but you're gonna remember them at points.
This would be a harsh reset on 14 rounds for Fnatic, and that smoke is tantalizing! Oh! Flusha! He's gonna clean out Connector! It's just Nico yet again who has to try and pull it back. And he could actually spoil the whole plan, as sneaky as Flusha was! Oh my god!
That is one of the most impressive clutches you will ever see.
Probably like the greatest moment since end of 2013 when we won the first major, since we hadn't won for so long, and I think we had never won anything with that lineup.
JW finally silenced, but it's just Guardian and Olaf, just Olaf! And Olaf gets paid back by his old team! 2 full years, and a legendary brand, a legendary team gets back on top.
Being back on top, which we didn't expect, especially winning with like some of the best friends in your life, and it's just happiness and a really important moment in your life.
Every team has its own story and a defining moment that forever cemented their place amongst the legends of the game. One such moment happened back in 2014 and shaped the legacy of a roster later to be known as the Polish Golden Five. The ESL Major Series 1 Katowice 2014 was the second major championship and the very first organized in Poland, which not only elevated the whole event, but also made Pasha's dream come true.
In Katowice, it was like 2013, it was like big tournament in League of Legends. And somewhere in the corner was like small stage Counter-Strike. And I just came to the big stage and well, maybe someday here will be like Counter-Strike event because we deserve for it.
But much had to be done before him and his teammates, Taz, Neo, Snacks, and Bialy, would be able to compete in front of their home crowd. A disappointing run during DreamHack Winter 2013 meant that the Poles had a long way ahead of them in order to secure a spot in Katowice. However, being picked up by Virtus Pro in January gave them that much-needed confidence boost and helped plow not only through the Polish qualifier, but also the European finals. The stage was set, but the group that VP got into was far from being a walk in the park. A duel with Hellraisers was already a gruesome task, and up next was Titan, a team that only NIP was able to rival with at that time. But Virtus Pro quickly showed Shux and his colleagues that they mean business.
It's up to Titans, go for the retake as you see. Bialy pick up another kill, Smith gets shut down. Amon doesn't even come in just to stop him from pushing in. Bialy picks up another, and that's all in the hands of Scream, who honestly hasn't been having the best results as of lately in a 1-on-4 situation. This is going to be above and beyond difficult. So you have Bialy pick that one up here, and not to mention, that is an ace.
And secured a spot in the playoffs. At that time, VP were already strong candidates for the grand final, and their match against Team LDLC only confirmed these predictions. The catch? A semi-final against LGB Esports with the likes of Olafmeister and Crims. The prize? A duel with ninjas in pajamas, who were really looking forward to a grand final against the Polish roster.
I think the best opponent for us would be the Polish team, Virtus Pro, and I think it would be the best game to play here in Katowice. I think the audience is amazing over here, and I think that would be the best final.
So what did Pasha and the boys do? Just what you would expect them to.
Yeah, definitely. Their win over Fnatic was not really expected, but Pasha here getting 3 huge headshots.
And it's going to be the ace. Pasha will lead the next assault for VP as they look to hold on. Beautiful stuff. Olafmeister down. Pasha going big for Virtus Pro here. Snacks helps him out with the Khalil, and it's now all on site. 1 versus 4. Pasha's hat-trick saves Virtus Pro. It is an A push, and Bialy will catch wind of one. He moves his way across to see Taz die at the hands of Twist. Neo comes in, he and Bialy combine for 3, 4 frags. And that'll be that.
A 2-1 victory over LGB Esports meant that soon the Spodek Arena would go wild. The home team taking on the ruling kings of Counter-Strike pumped everyone, including Taz himself. Virtus Pro and their 6th player went above and beyond to show not only NIP, but also everyone watching them what they came here for. With Snacks doing his signature sneaky beaky-like moves.
But that is massive. But Snacks is walking around and just walking in a Snacks wonderland. He gets himself a hat-trick of frags. He waited, and then he finished off the job.
And Pasha, well, just being Pasha.
Pasha bound to see action any second now as Freiburg will come through. They ping out a flash. Pasha's flashed as well. That will allow Freiburg to round the corner, but it won't allow him to get any further. Pasha unleashes hell as NIP come back with 2 of their own. Exist claims 2 before Pasha gets his hat-trick. He gets the 4th. This is sensational play from Pasha.
A 16-9 victory on Mirage and 16-10 result on Inferno meant that just after 2 maps, Virtus Pro made history.
They're 3 frags away now, Virtus Pro, as they will move the bomb in, and it'll be Fifth Laren and Exist to come charging in, and Snacks to go mowing them down. One more will do it for Virtus Pro. It's all on Forest. He gets the first. He doesn't get the second. Virtus Pro have won. Taz has delivered in front of the home crowd.
And forever inscribed their names in the Counter-Strike's Hall of Fame.
Thinking, moving, touching, and well, all the other things, all of the other pieces that you need to compete in Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Welcome back to CS Psychology 101. Today, we're going to be going over a very important subject, kx.k's Heyman 420. In 2012, he had a 4K 1D clip that really was overly edited by an equally talented friend. Now accumulating only, and I mean only, 1,372 views over 8 years. The taste of success that followed led to the creation of the monster that we now know as the Movie Fragger.
But baby, this one is going viral. Top 3 Reddit easy. Zai Wu, Zai Hu, more like it. Check out this shit.
Oh, don't you worry, Movie Fragger. We are definitely watching. In fact, we'll just start on the appearance. We'll note that the cap is backwards, albeit he doesn't have a headset on, but don't let that sway you from the idea that this guy means business. Oh, is it serious business?
Yeah, we can edit that out. It's all right.
Some general traits about the gameplay can be observed, such as the famous buy an op and then use the deagle. Take this example. Where an ordinary player may see this round win as a certainty, the movie fragger sees it as opportunity.
Can't blame me for that one, boys. It would have been sick, right?
You are dog shit.
Everything he does is for Reddit. Everything he does is for the comments, for the likes. It's all about the endorphins and everything that he gets from the moment he wakes up in the morning.
They come and beat. I'm going for the cold, boys. I'm going for the cold zero. Oof, that's close. Oof, that's really close. Oh, that's so close. I'm so close. Oh my god! Oh my god, that was incredible. Oh.
Now we need to get a entry fragger, but I'm bringing in my boy Nico from G2. He's really strong. Individually, he has a good mind. I want an entry fragger who has the head with him as well, who's able to make the right decisions, who's not only going to run in first, but not do it with the head under his arm. He knows when and how to take fights, and at his best, he will out-aim anyone. So I'll also bring in Nico for this team. The AWP player. There I would like to go with the Simple. Super strong player, right? We all know what he's capable of. 2 years in a row he's been fighting for that first place spot. And yeah, he can do unreal things with the AWP. Now we need to get an IGL, the guy who has to sit in the middle. And I think it's up for no discussion that we need to take the one who has had the most success with his team. He's brought Astralis to something that they definitely weren't before his appearance. So the in-game leader of my team is going to be Glaive. He's been doing massive work over there. And even though there's at times some banter and rivalry between me and him, I respect his work a lot. So he's going to be the IGL for this All-Star team. The star player of my team will be Saibu. And I think that also you can make a good argument that when you see him play alongside Nevera, where Nevera has some of the AWP duties, he's still doing just fine. His rifle work is really good. If he wants to, sure man, bring out that second AWP. I don't care if it's T or CT. Now we need a lurker, boys, and to get the lurker, we have to respect the legacy, respect the history. You might forget them in these 20-21 times, but you definitely shouldn't. I'm gonna add GetRight as the lurker of my team. Back in his prime, in the early CSGO days, he literally invented this position. And he was such a pain in the ass to play against. You never knew where you had him. He was such an awesome player to play against. And even though that he is now a retired player, as the only one of the ones I chose for the team, I don't think that anyone can or should forget how incredibly good he was earlier on in Counter-Strike Go. When we're looking to add a coach to this All-Star team, it's very important that we do not only get a coach that has a strong strategical point of view, but also knows how to handle human beings with differences and is able to tell them all that, listen, we collected the best possible players for each role. I don't care if you sometimes disagree or whatnot, we have to make this work, so let's get those trophies. So I'm going with a coach that has both the strategical strong side and also the human strong side. And that's why I have to go with Sonic. The work and the chemistry that he's built in Astralis is unbelievable. So there's no other coach that I would want for the team than him.
Hey Future Pros! Passing on another Overpass smoke for you gamers today. This is an easy heaven smoke for T-side to help you get out of B. To perform this one, nestle yourself into this corner. Aim along the railing until you find this power line. Then throw it, and bam, you have a heavenly heaven smoke.
Steal away that little B stack round on the back of Valde dropping out of the server, sadly, right? And now they're 8-3 up, and things are looking good for the big boys. Don't have game sound, but I don't know if you guys... Oh, there it is! Asking ye shall receive. It's Alexa B to open up the game. And the round, and now a 5-on-4 solidified immediately for OG.
Some big nades getting lobbed in, but Tabson's going to get aggressive ahead of them. He will survive, but maybe not for long as Valde runs out Monster with a kill. He's finally connected, and he is raring and ready to go. Searson trying to put a stop to this offensive, though. Oh boy, that's a shot to Mantu. Does he know there's a player out? Alexi at the pillar, waiting as the molly goes in behind him. Searson might have got that spot, but he flashes himself. It's getting a bit claustrophobic now. The flank is still away, but as long as Searson can stay standing, k1to can come in with a killing blow. The molly pushes him back, and they finally deal with him, but it's a freebie for k1to. And now Alexi, can he run A? Yes, he just gets out there in time, darting to the top site, and k1to realizing, but no kit currently. Can he find one for this 1v1?
Alexa B, home and away. There we go. Someone calls. No, there's a kit bridge, and now he gets it, and he's going to sneak up on the rotation.
Long way.
It is a very, very long rotate, and the bomb is planted for bank. That's where Alexa B is right about now, holding for this rotation. Alexi don't often miss these, so k1to gonna have to clear out the bank area. If he doesn't, this is likely an OG round, and the swing from Alexi is in to put that fourth up on the board for OG. It comes down to the 1v1. Searson almost does enough, but isn't able to stay alive long enough for that flank from k1to to actually prove to be too valuable.
Yeah. Very lucky Alexi was so deep with the bomb, right? He could have been forced into a one-on-one on B there that k1to might have had a drop on him with, but no, he escapes, he resets, and he wins the round. You've got to wonder if all these pauses, all these breaks in the action have sucked the momentum out of Big in this one. Even if it hasn't, it certainly sucked the economy, because now we have pistols and Big have to give OG a fifth. This can be a good T-side after all for OG. Nades into mid, lovely stuff, but they go both ways. Tabson, like a boomerang, gets beat to 30.
Yeah. Like a boomerang.
Yeah, like a boomerang. Very violent.
You always, yeah, you ever beat the boomerang? Here you go. Just keeps coming back, you know. Valde looking over here towards Monster. and is desperate to flush out some of these pistol players, wants to get his head back in the action. And even though the aggression's come through, it's only with these USPs. That's the pistol, not a unique selling point. The selling point of this round is that OG are onto a winner. They're onto a fifth. They put a stop to Xantares. Now you've got that reinvestment ready to come through for Big. Nice couple for OG, though, getting found up on the board here. You know, getting back into this game right away after their rather extended technical timeout.
Yeah, they've used all of theirs for the tournament now, so no more timeouts for the next month for OG. No, of course not, but at least building, and that's what we wanted. A little more competitive of a map. We know Overpass is an exciting one in this veto, especially considering Nuke is coming up next. Like, that should be a winner for Big, and so if OG can you know, take this, we may have a 3-map series on our hands. k.s.k's flashed into mid, aggressive out of the gate. And OG are very patient for this. Will they be ready for a player tucked at the bench? He's going to go for the clear. Nico swinging, and it's a dink, but a miss ultimately as the kill goes the way of OG. Good damage done by k.s.k, but he will not be satisfied. Oh, the boost. Oh, no, it comes in too late. Xantares spots the leg of Valde. He doesn't know where he was shot from, probably. You don't see that boost every game. But he just gets out of there alive. Falls out. And it's info for Big. They know this area is clear. They know they can, you know, watch out for an A play. That smoke misses. This is supposed to cut off Valde, landing in front of him. Instead, he mows down 2 players. Big. They threw that smoke earlier that lands right where we are here to cut the tease out of Monster, but instead it blooms in nowhere, blooms in no man's land, just above Nico now. And so as a result, both players walk in to Valde waiting, and now they can just contact this B site. tabseN lines up too. That's naughty, but it won't make a damn difference, as this round should be a lock-in for OG. Ooh.
I don't know, that kill there might have just tempted k's.k's back in to attempt a 1v3 clutch. Wildfire on the AWP, Wildfire in the heart of k's.k's as he starts to creep in. Now one man does get out through Monster, and over at short, Mansu is waiting with that AWP. He puts it to good use, and OG claim themselves a 6th. So now getting back into the swing of things in a very big way. Valde, since disconnecting, has been lights out, man. You know, if that was happening in an MM game, I'm like, yeah. But you know, he's back into the server, he's popping off. And he's taken OG to the promised lands.
Oh my, tabseN really could have done something nuclear there, right? With low players already damaged by k.s.k, everyone lining up. Very important they killed him so quickly. And this 8-3 lead, this dominant start for Big, has certainly closed up a force in the last of the half. OG might be more than happy with how this one has gone despite the pauses. k's.k's getting rushed, and he has no idea. They're going out long. They won't even try and trifle with the party. And so k's.k's given a chance to escape. As will k.s.k, who has once again cleared connector and come back up safely in time. OG rare to take middle early, as there's often been a lot of you know, defense there. The AWP as well. This time it's just a scout. Bait and switch. k's.k looking to, well, hopefully get the headshot. But if he does get a tag, k.s.k can finish the job. There's the tag. He can't escape, but k.s.k can with one. Not his life, in fact, as Nico does get that trade. And Big boosting on B short for connector. While OG are not dropping, they're just going to commit.
Yeah, utility aplenty raining in to really trap tabseN behind the boxes. Stuck on dice, but the odds aren't coming up in his favor this time around. And now Xantares and tiziaN throwing into a 2 versus 4 retake up at this A bomb site. Nico holding for this short rotation. They are already deep within the toilets. Nico not aware of that yet. tiziaN blindsided by him over the smoke, and now for Xantares a chance at 1. Still a lot more bodies left to find. Valde just swings it wide. 7-8 at the end of that first half, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back with the second in just a minute, so don't you dare go anywhere.
When it suffocates at the bottom, don't take the bait, just walk away, resuscitate your nirvana. I feel a way I've never felt before. I finally found what I'm looking for. So, would you give
Why is
is he just like the player everyone wants to be? Like the flicky, stylish AWPer and the aggressive rifler? Like, what's going on? Now for Searson, he's got his work cut out for him. Ooh, bit of noise made, but there's Searson, nails the shot.
Searson, he's already on a double on this round. No one's watching it. Searson. Oh, the follow-up. Searson is on for the ace.
Searson in the window is smoked off. This is for the map. This is for the game. And he's waiting in the window. They have no idea. The smoke phase, a missed shot. He gets the kill. He gets him off the bomb. The pistol's out. The P250 might just save Big once again. And he's got it all on his own.
Goes down, it will fall to Searson, and he's hit some good shots. Very good shots, a double. Nuke on ramp, he taps away, it's a good Julie double up, and he hits them both! Searson here with the AWP, but he's putting on a bit of a show. A fast wrapping long is Hunter, the only man left, Searson!
For small talk, I tell you the truth. I'm faster you. I'ma tell you the truth. Not in it to lose, just faster you.
Welcome back, people of Earth. We've got OG versus BIG back in the server and in with the second half. It's been some time, but finally problems averted, solutions found, and more Counter-Strike to be played. A whole BO3 for us, with Nuke coming up as the second map. Right now we're on the pick of OG, and we're getting into the fray. The pistol round is where we start. Big with a lot of utility. OG kit smoke on Alexi, and Nate goes out early into mid. Big creeping crawl through Con. But there's a bit of a defense here in the form of two.
Yeah, cheeky little double stack with also these two players moving in at short side to get even more aggressive at Con. Mantu hasn't been cleared, but they closed the door on him. And Nico's never discovered either. This double Con stack gets bypassed, and now they're waiting. They're trying to tempt OG in. The boost is read by Nico. And so he will shut Searson out. There is this wrap coming in from Tabson, but with two players down in the connector. An easy spot to be in. They do know that this means at most there's one player on this B bomb site. And so they're quick to move in and take this ground away, but they're actually going up towards A. They're trying to deal with Alexa B in heaven and go for an A-side plant. This is a pretty ballsy decision to make. And Alexi starts to realize this doesn't feel right. Oh, there's one. He finds Tabson on that lurk. And this could all fall apart now unless they get this trade. They're not able to find him yet. Finally, Keto comes in with that kill. And now the bomb's going to go down up here on A with the rotations both coming in through CT from OG.
Absolutely juked, dunked on by Big, but can they get it over the line? Can they clean up the round? Oh, back of the head hitbox. Finally, Nico turns and Keto will dish him some death. It's only Mantu in a 1v2, and he's gone past the kit as well. Some damage to Keto, who's on for the ace, but Mantu's not being given a fair fight right now. Pistol swap, and Mantu is just hoping to hunt, but Tizian should be able to peek with his teammate, and this one is everything but done. Oh, Keto dropping smokes. Oh, smoke shot, knife out. It's getting scary. It's getting crazy. And it's an almost guaranteed round for Big at this point. No time for the defuse. Mantu gets out there with his armor. But that's a really, really nice call from Big, right? You could see when they had two players trapped and connected, Tabson was out mid. He almost tried to fight Nico there. But then the call comes in. Actually, we know there's two con, like you said, Harry. Why not just try and find that one guy on his own? It's exactly what they do. They walk through B, they flank Alexi, they trade the kill, and then with the bomb down, there's so little chance for OG to win the round. Very weird one, but exciting nonetheless. And Big take the pistol and try and continue with the momentum that they lost near the end of the first half.
Heavy long presence here from OG, hoping that that's where Big head with these rifles. Not looking like the decision right away. Instead, they're looking for middle, and they're trying to flush out any of these connector players. Mantu, the one P250 isn't checked by Searson, who walks right over him. Now it is traded immediately. And if Big get a move on, they have a free B bomb site. If they decide to dilly-dally down in the connector, this long flank could do damage.
Ooh. Spotted, but you got to open the door. Can they kill Tizian? Oh, he's lining up nades. It's a freebie, and they've even got another up in manpower, but not up in the weaponry, as these other two players come down connected to try and field themselves some weapons. Guns retrieved. Tabson gets aggressive, trying to close it out before they can arm, but Xantares has already killed Issa. Smoke can come down. Tabson peels off, and now, well, OG may as well just save, right? Like, this one's done. There's no kit. There's no chance. Smoke in their face. They're going to leave with the weapons.
It's a good round though, right? When you think about what was invested, there was one P250 bought up in that round for OG, and they get out of it having taken away 4 guns from Big and saved an AK and Galil on these two players. OG were always looking to buy next round anyway, right? They full ecoed this one, and so getting guns out of it, making all these reinvestments, all 5 players having to reinvest on the side of Big. OG are in a really good spot now, actually, on the back of that little USP stack.
And Nico is nailing headshots right now. He's top of the server despite being on the losing end so far. And yeah, just being able to kind of flex and show his worth and show his individual prowess. That's a lovely kill onto the short player. And yeah, good stuff for Nico. Obviously, only played the DreamHack Masters qualifiers just the last couple of days. They got 1 win, they got 2 losses. Early days for Nico still in this team. Tizian fasting con. The molly does miss though. He wanted to run towards a door, but it bounces. Does spot the jump. Spams to keep OG away from doing it again, but Nico is still in connector, and with a nade through the window, he's going to try and peek. At this point, Tizian's already bounded out. He's already run back to spawn as the rest of his team have contacted through Monster. That's a good flash. No one peeks with it, but Tabson shoots in preparation. That gives away the B play.
Yeah, and even more flashes raining over. Alexi able to put up a bit of resistance from barrels, helped out still by Issa, who just refuses to falter over at short. And there it is, the cleanup for OG. 8-10, and now in with a real chance of tying this game up. Those economy woes exemplified now by the fact that that follow-up round is taken by OG, and all the money is just immediately bombed out for Big. You know, it felt like it was going to happen, especially after having to reinvest across the board. And yeah, I love that flashbang. You know, that's a good example of, like, you know, your flash isn't for a play. It's not to blind anyone to get you a kill. It's like an info flash, right? You throw it, you get the spam, and now you know, well, there's players monster ready to go, ready to get into this B bomb site. Nice deagle from Tabson, has dealt with Nico early on in this round, and with an M4 retrievable at long. Armor on Tabson as well. That's something to work with in a round like this.
Yeah, a lot of info gained by Tizian, who sees him escape to the site. So while he's still clearing corners and being vigilant, you're pretty aware that OG are backed up. He dinks Mantu with a deagle through the wall to 11. Not the kill, though. And Mantu sat back along, even re-aggressing somewhat. He needs some cover from Alexi B, who's playing on a timing that could still leave Mantu to get swung here on the corner. They're going to check it. No armor is a problem, but Xantares is going to trade, and the bomb has been spotted by OG. They've got everyone here on this A side right now. They are more than ready. Smoke's coming in, Molly's land, and that's a beautiful shot for Alexi. Tabson needs some more D kills, and Torres needs to make this M4 drop worthwhile. But his teammate's gone, and he's been swung by Alexi to find 3. OG onto 9, and it was only a force, you know, a bit of a reckless eco for Big, where they try and do the best of what they got. But now one more full eco, and OG should be level-headed.
Nice one. Considering that this was 8-3 in favor of Big at one point in time, this is a pretty decent turnaround from OG, and it's looking like it's only going to get better, right? 10-10 is well within your grasp, because it is just a full eco round now for Big. Oh, they all brave the molly over in middle. That's rough.
Yeah, and Big, you know, running up long, already been called. OG know it.
Nico is this the Nico spray down moment? Nico, here it is. Pad them stats, get the ace. Oh, get it, Nico! Get it! All 5 belong to Nico. 10 on the board for OG, and he gives us a little flip, a little 360 in there to make it exciting. Yeah, that's the Nico we're talking about.
Wow.
Yet to unlock him.
Oh, dinked, and then just whoop, trick shot. Doesn't get
John Wick or something.
Yeah, doesn't get more stylish than that. OG are believing now, right? Like, now they've got the money. So many games of Overpass can come down to that CT money just getting out of control. If they can keep clean rounds and take a couple here with the guns, things could get awkward. Things could really get awkward. Valdi's pushed through. No one's watching. He's walked right past the orb. 4x3. He's going to kill Zantares. And Searson flicks for the trade. How does Valdin not see him? He walked right by Searson, and Zantares is going, wait, why haven't you got my back? Oh, boy. That is not how I expected that to go. That could have been a double down for Valdi, but you take a 1-for-1, it could have gone worse as well. Flashed up, Searson with a shot, catches Issa.
Can anyone see Searson?
No.
There we go, Mantu can. Man's got the gift. He spots out the ghostly Orpa on the other side and leaves us in a 3-on-3. Well, they might have been looking at this B bomb site as a tantalizing prospect early on. Is this where they're destined to go? That bomb is over in connector. Tizian now looking to join it, but Mantu with a short peek. Looks like he's just going to miss the timing on these players leaving into the connector.
Someone who will catch them is very nearby. Oh. Oh, no. He sees the first. He tries to get aggressive to take the kill at that point. Mantu hits a leg through the wall, finishes the job, but he's all that stands. 1-on-2. Now, do you give this a go? Do you really try and trifle with Big in the bomb site? They're planted for CT, and he's gone the other way around. That's going to cause problems here on the retake as Big setup in the spawn. And even with the kit for Mantu, with no smoke for the bomb, it might even be called sooner rather than later. Nothing being given his way, and he'd rather save the orb. So it's a sad story for OG, but Big back on the board is a good thing. Keeping things competitive.
There's something that just doesn't sit right with me, Hugo, about Nico coming in after getting removed by Heroic, right? And
Already,
you know, whether you like can agree with the Heroic change or not, right? They removed him because they felt like, no, we'll be better with someone else. So you've got someone in from Heroic recently removed. And he's nuts. He's like hands down the best on the team right now.
Yeah.
And he's not even a part of the team. And he wasn't even good enough to be a part of Heroic in their eyes. You know, well, I'm kind of putting words in their mouth there. Yeah. I think everyone knows Nico's a sick individual, but sometimes you just want to re-energize the team.
It was two-man change. Yeah. Swapping 2 for 2. Like, that's just, you're looking to completely restructure. You're looking to rebuild from the bottom.
But regardless of that, I want to see more out of the vintage OG boys. I think Valde has been delivering us that since his little disconnect problems.
It's just been very quiet as well. We know he struggles online, but I think at this point that's no longer even an excuse in the world that we live in. So you hope for a little more from him. He's been at the bottom of some criticism as well with OG changes, but for now it's a faster B approach. OG, oh my, one tap through the smoke. Tizian, how does he do it? No idea, no vision, no problem. It's Issa stuck behind smoke and not there for long. Alexi B is providing everything and more. That's a beautiful little heaven smoke thrown from defaults, and Torres jumps out and the plant is in.
Oh, the swing from tabseN, it looked a little risky, but it does reward him handsomely. Oh, and another, tabseN's just taking the fights. Stop feeding him. Another man about to walk into the crosshair. Alexi does not fare any better, and tabseN gets all 3 of those kills delivered on a silver platter. 12-10, and Big start to take the lead again as that money is now come to a bit of a rough spot for OG.
Yeah, that got sad real quick, right? Alexi kills 2 to open up, and then he's stuck in a 1-on-3. Like, what happened, guys? Where did it all go wrong? That one tap from Tizian onto the barrels, that's a position that, you know, this guy loves. Think back to Tizian's USPs. He's one of those players who has that really weird, like, flick shot where he looks at the ground and flicks up to kill someone at a headshot angle. He uses that on spots like barrels. So, pretty crazy. And, well, he will fire right back from the other side. This was Mantu the previous round getting an exit when he saved that AWP. Didn't really have much value as the AWP got removed from the B site very quickly after all. And Big, 12-10. Talk about that CT money, no longer standing. 3K a player. Gonna have to take a breather and come back in the next. Oh, cxS, he's got everything. He's got the tricks up his sleeve. He's got the run boost. And now he's got the spawn.
Nico has gotten aggressive down here in connector. And is trying to come in on this late mid backstab. Now, this could be devastating. Nico is at a very, very good timing, and no one is even considering that someone would be this quick in the backlines. But as I say, no one's considering it. Xantares tries to consider it, not really given any room to do so by Nico's Deagle. And at this point, Bigger pints it in. OG know what the game plan is. They've seen players at long. They've cleared out the connector. They haven't heard anything over towards B. And so now they know it's looking like an A play. tabseN going back to try and flush out some of these players in the toilets. Looking for a means to equalize this scoreboard a little bit. Valde is playing ahead of the divider, so tabseN has never got this information that a second man lurks in the bathrooms. And so Valde's backstab gonna find some immediate damage onto Quito. tabseN going back to try and deal with these players on the lurk. He sees the first, tags Valde up, but isn't able to finish the job just yet. There it is, tabseN deals with the players at short. And Tizian's clearing up the bomb site as well. Bigger up onto 13. For a Deag-only round, you know, you get a couple of kills. There was definitely an opportunity to take it further than that. But tabseN's aggression back towards short to immediately deal with that problem and leaving the site take to the rest of his team on that long push proves to be a very, very good decision indeed, and gets that back under wraps nice and quickly.
Yeah, that was crazy as well, because not only does Valde get the first, but then Issa's in connector. They're trying to double peek, and tabseN kills both players while Tizian mobs up 2 on the site as well. So, yeah, good stuff for Big, but no idea how he lives to tell the tale. Smoke on the molly on B. OG take water. Flash coming through for the con player's going to go out the door. The smoke is down, and so is Issa trapped in the water. Nico gets one. Valde sprays Quito out of the round, and now Xantares tries to make a move outside of B, or inside rather. Flashes rain in, and they're very good too. He can't escape. If Valde gave him the fight there, he would have certainly had that kill. Instead, he holds off as many players are low HP on OG. And Bigger given a second chance to regroup to decide where they want to go. With things going quiet, OG start to move back. Are they going to rotate a man out? Big haven't left this bomb site. They're just lining up utility. The few seconds of silence makes OG doubt themselves and pull back into a far more passive setup. They're looking to boost, giving away the site.
Yeah, and this spot now for Big is not as dire as it might look. Valde spotted up on the boost, and at that point you know the site is likely empty. Very rarely do you pull that boost in and still have site players, so they move in for free. And this is where these low HP players start to become a real problem. It's gone from a 3-on-4 to a 3v2 in a matter of moments. Big looking to get that bomb down. The molly forces tabseN out of the bomb site and denies that plant for now. tabseN is also playing pushed up in water, so that's something to bear in mind. This bomb could get dropped from the swing of Mantu, and indeed it has. Now that is definitely complicated matters. That is one Molotov forcing a reposition out of tabseN. and him maybe getting a bit too aggressive. Suddenly this round is hanging in the balance. They've got to get this bomb, and a missed shot from Nico has given a little bit of room to Searson, trying to get it planted. The flash keeps Nico off the angle, and just in the nick of time, he's got the bomb down, now faced with a 1v2, and Searson, Mansu's right there, missed shot the first time around, can't afford to miss it on the second, and unfortunately he does. Mansu, will he be able to pick up that round? Oh, just about. OG up onto 11. And it all gets a little bit wild down towards that B-bomb site. A little bit uncomfortable for everyone involved.
Yeah, that'll get the heart racing, right? You could have really, if you're OG, cleaned up that round very early on if they just peaked Monster and killed Xantara's escaping. But OG, they get in their head, Harry. They rotate out of the site. They go for the boost, which, you know, if it finds something and they get to drop off the boost in a 4-on-2, that's great. But as you said, spotted and dropped, and Big given all the room to plant. Thank goodness that Molly gets in the way of things. And a near clutch for Searson, but not meant to be. OG just above water. Mid Molly is down, and it is successful. Kito's going to have to be forced to smoke it. He is alone on mid. Oh, Valde watching Xantara's hop his way to safety. And now he's sort of trapped in this corner. He was spotted getting here. Big don't care. They love just contacting out Monster. They've had a lot of success, but Valde will be able to come in on a very quick flank if no one holds on to the back line. Here's the push. Big are wondering, why is it so free? Why is it so clear? Well, that's why Issa appears from the sidelines and drops the bomb.
Oh, and their chance to get this bomb down is now kind of out the window with this slowdown. Given plenty of time for OG to get into position. And even though they lose Nico, they're still sat a man up. Searson needs to get something from this wraparound. Dealing with Valde, there's still Issa at short side, and they know about him. They've got him trapped and sectioned off from the rest of his team, but they don't really have a way to convert this to a kill. They don't just want to push him. Instead, they're holding for this swing. Getting the bomb. Looking to get it planted, and the flash denies this re-peek from Issa, so he can't stop the bomb plant. And now a 3-on-3 ensues. Mansu, nor Alexa B have been able to make a move just yet. The utilities held them back. They tried to keep the numbers as pretty as they could. Now with the bomb down, the pressure is on OG. Mansu giving up his position. Will nail that second shot. And almost the follow-up through the wall. The pressure is now on for Tizian. Just Searson left alive, and another attempt at this clutch. Flash goes over to try and buy him some time, but a couple of missed shots is all it's going to take. There's no kit for the defuse, though, so even though you get all the kills, you don't get the round there. Just taking a little too long were OG to get that retake rolling.
Yeah, you got to give it to OG. A really nice try, right? Like, if Issa just tries to do anything there from short, it's a lost round. He can't peek, he can't stop the bomb, he can't try and bait a shot because he'll get killed by the AWP. And so the fact that, you know, OG even make that close, the fact they even get the kills is impressive enough. Big had a really good position. And good slowdown for Big, despite getting out Monster, losing the first man. They call a break. They hold off and they wait for OG to start peeking in before the plant. Seeing some strange rounds here. Oh, the boost. Mansu just misses that timing. He did see the cross, but you know at any point there could be a player in playground. Doesn't matter. Tabs instead trying to escape, and that's all the info that they need. They saw him going B, and that's exactly where Big are ending up. Oh, look, another monster walk. OG are more than ready for this. That's a great shot for Xantara's. Nico's still here with a USP. They're relying on the rifles, and where are they?
Oh, Nico's so blind. I don't know how he's still alive. Searson should see him. As the smoke starts to fade, Nico getting away with it for a moment, but Searson puts a stop to it. And now Mansu's AWP has dropped as well. This round has gone awry. It's only Issa left in the hot seat. A 1v3 turned 1v2 for Issa. Orb dropped over here as well. He could even look to save it. But at this scoreline, he's hoping for a round. He's hoping that they feed him and they just don't give him any room, anything to work with. Big up onto 15. The orb saved forward as well for Searson. And they might be finally ready to put this first map, OG's map pick, to bed.
Yeah, Big have had no fear in this game at all, right? From that CT side to start, think about how it was going before the pauses where they were just rushing mid. They were playing 4-man A setups. They were pushing Monster round after round. Yeah, they had no fear. And that's showing as well, even in these post plants, making a lot of risque moves to just re-peek and re-face. But the pressure they're putting on OG is enough. And OG are cracking right now. 15 to 11, 4 more needed for OG. Big just got to get a 1 to push us over the line into their map pick. And 2, he's looked good on this AWP when he has been in the right position, but Big have done a great job of avoiding him, even in this round, running up long with a Mac 10. Tabson throwing an A smoke, but do you think it's going to be A? You've not been watching. Another contact B for Big, perhaps, on the menu as they walk through the water. Tabson clears the toilets. No flooding here yet. Antu still in connector and Issa with short again. That gives you full sense of security. That makes you think the B is empty. Oh, Xantara spotted leaving. OG have been really good. Mantu specifically catching players leaving positions. Huge amount of info. And the A stack comes in. Tabson trying to take space, but he doesn't know. There's 3 players here. He's got to do something miraculous. There's 1, but caught between a crossfire and 2 players spotted might send Big back down lower.
Yeah, Issa is still pushed up at short side. That's something to remember as Big start to make a move onto this B bomb site. Mantu, they're already in pretty deep, but he does have this angle onto Monster. And if this bomb swings wide, it's getting dropped out in the open. Instead, he crosses safely.
Okay.
Issa peeking through the fire is good to deny the bomb plant, and it is all left on to Tizian. 1 versus 3, and they are everywhere. Already out through the heavens. OG are up onto 12. They keep fighting. They're trying to take this game to overtime. And a 13th should be right around the corner. The money is once again gone for Big.
Yeah. And Issa, very quiet game. Round-winning play right there. Pushes the molly to kill the planter. Valde had to plant on not Valde, whoever planted, had to plant on, I think it was Searson, had to plant on that side of the bomb site, on the pillar rather, because the orb in heaven had left side pillar on lock, as you said. So nice play for Issa. Very risky, but no one covers the molly. No one would push the molly, right? Or Big have right through it, right through the fire and into the HE instead. Keto down to 7. Very costly on the health, but this is not a round where Big are worried about what they put in. It's more what you get out. It's only Glocks. Nico in the toilet. Clean-up duty for him, and he's been absolutely perfect at doing this round after round. Alexi's coming out to help, and this should be a quick, clean one for OG. No casualties yet, and Nico should keep it that way. All right, 2 chances.
It's a stressful spot to be in.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't plain sailing if you're Big, and that much has been obvious throughout this entire game. You know, they were 8-3 up at one point in time. They reached 15 first. Things are looking good, but OG have always been very, very close to pulling this game back. Also getting a phenomenal game out of Nico, and finally we have a supporting cast of players around him, right? You mentioned Mantu finding a lot of usage out of this AWP, not just in terms of the kills he's been getting, but the information it's been providing, the kind of area denial that it's been enforcing upon Big. And Alexa B as well has been instrumental in these B retakes coming in late. Mantu this time holding on to middle, not making an aggressive play. And he will get forced off the angle thanks to Keto getting out through mid.
Yeah, just going through the motions, right? Molly's down, take a safe position, drop a smoke as you back up. Keep Big from rushing you, essentially, is what Mantu's trying to do. Keeping info at the same time. While that smoke's up, he peeks toilet. You can't remain here forever. You're very open. Oh, they're even coming through the smoke on the fade. Alexi does provide cover, but now Mantu is trapped between a rock and a hard place, supported by a Molotov. Oh, he sees something, but not enough to take a shot. And now they've run right by his orb. It's getting scary for Mantu. He needs anything at this point, and he can't land a killing blow. Alexi doing everything instead with a 3rd, and the bomb is now down in the toilet. OG have made this one worth it. Big, they need to pick up the package before they can even consider the killing.
And they at least need a bomb plant in a round like this, or else up against 14, up against overtime, they've got no money left in the bank accounts again. So they want this bomb plant. They want to find it at least. And with a player late up long in the form of Nico, ready to come in late, I don't think he's going to be able to deny the bomb plant. So that's at least a miniature little thing for Big to hold on to here. But he's definitely good for a kill at least. Xantares is not considering it at all. However, Nico has just missed the timing onto that one there. Now aware that both players are in the bathroom, smoke on the bomb. That's going to start to force peeks out from Big. Xantares and Searson in a very unlikely 2v4, and they know it. That bomb is being stuck. They don't deny the defuse in time. And so OG, they reach 14, one away from overtime on their map pick.
Yeah, when Nico missed that timing, I got a little worried that it could have gotten dicey, but with 4 players with the kit available, with the smoke on the bomb, OG, it's you know, anyone could jump on that one and defuse while there's so much cover, and Big don't even peek on the first tap. They you know, have to hope that it's not a full stick. And Alexi already had it locked in before the second player gets to fight. 14-15, this is interesting, right? If OG can actually do this, get us into OT, despite everything they've had to go through in this game already, that would be more than impressive. Although, you know, if you're an OG fan, in the back of your head, you're sort of hoping they lose, because OG, if they lose their map pick, they're set up to win the series. That's just a consistent factor in this team. Half a joke, half reality. That's the weird one about that. But obviously OG's still looking for that dub, and they're one away from restarting the clock and giving it a go. Big, like you said, with the bomb plant, can afford just about, but it certainly isn't pretty.
No, not by any means. Nico was pushed up over in middle, but wasn't able to get exploited by the rest of Big. He is still playing up close in the toilets. A ballsy move in a round where, you know, a lot of these players aren't very well armed. Outside of the AWP and the AK, you're not that bothered by what Big are fielding here. The flash is good for Nico. He's set up nicely by Mantu, but it's only good for one. AWP now finds its way into the hands of Keto. Let's see what he's able to do with it. Mantu back inside of A, seasoned AWPer. Not going to get that head-to-head just yet, as Big do move back down through the connector. Now looking at this B-bomb site in a last-ditch attempt to save this game from overtime.
Yeah, those double nades give it all away, right? Like OG starts scrambling rotations, but Big have gone quiet off the back of it. They could be walking back up con, say OG. That's not the way. Big walking out Monster instead. They've been very good at this, and there's no one here to stop it. Valde in an off angle. It might be a hard spot to clear for Tabson. He's going to crouch and get caught. Shot in the face by Valde, who needs to get more from this position, but it's one and done. Now up to Issa in the site. He's the only man standing here that can have any say into the round. The smoke's cut him out, though. Nade for the plant. It's going to go deep. It does do damage to Xantares, but the bomb plant is down. Xantares gone through the smoke. Keto responds on this AWP, and it pushes Mantu back out of heaven as Issa closes the gap. Oh, so many missed shots on both sides. Tizian on top of the site, and now it is all on Mantu, who can't find anything. Big 16-14, just about stealing the map away at the end. What a trial by fire. We've got Nuke coming up next. Big's pick, but first the desk. We'll be back in just a sec.
I have a plan now. I'm gonna be ninjaing the bomb.
Okay, I'm gonna bait from CT for you.
Sure.
I'm gonna do like retake smoke and stuff. I made them. Oh, two out. Oh my god. Oh wait, they're shooting me. No, he's rushing CT.
Okay, we're baiting for you.
Can they plant? Yeah, they're planting, I think.
Where?
I don't know, close to you. I'm not sure. No, I'm you. He's jumping on your head.
Bro, Kadian is cheating or what?
Bro, they're not planting the bomb. They're just on field.
Yeah. can't breathe. Bro, Tessis is watching behind us now.
Oh, right. Where is he? Jump shot him. Jump shot him. Oh my god.
Were you blind, Alexei? No, it's Tessis.
Oh, slope.
Man, I swear, one round they came to plant.
Ooh, try. Maybe they don't want to plant in smoke.
What if we... Wait. Bro, Manto, stop
Shadow?
flashing. Maybe it's the flash.
What?
Corb is cheating.
I'm gonna hurt you,
How do they come here now? Why aren't they going CT, man?
They hurt you if they're too small.
Okay, I'll try something different here. Snade, coming up with help.
Why do I have to come at you?
Okay.
They're so stupid,
Man,
those
like-
bots.
Holy shit, Borup sat me down, man.
Bro, we need bodies.
Want to play default, bro? I'm playing fire. I wonder if they're rushing it.
Here,
They
watching
are.
mid. Smokes on A. I can flash.
Bro,
I'm flashing,
what?
I'm flashing, man. Oh my. They're blind.
Default.
Push it. I'm blind. Did you flash?
Maybe Shadow?
Well, guys, Tetris.
Bro,
I got sat
from my
down.
perspective, he just insta-tapped you too.
I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I always wanted the world, I wanna conquer the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I call the shots in the man with the plot and we only go bombs away. And no one protecting my mind as a weapon, that's why I'ma dominate. Taking advantage of every second, now I ain't got time to waste. They all tryna sound
And welcome back to the desk here for the ESL Pro League Season 13 as we finally had our first map finish here in our third series of the day. And I swear, we were telling Harry, we were telling Hugo, hey guys, can we stop talking? We want the game to start. And it finally did. Finally, all the problems got sorted and we did get to see Big take the victory. Although not necessarily the fashion we maybe expected here, Pimp. 16-14 on Overpass. Now my question to you off the bat is, was Big playing bad or was OG playing well?
I think it's always a bit of both when we see a game like this. Big winning both pistol rounds, converting both pistol rounds, and still getting to a point where it's 16-14. If you're Big right now, you're of course happy you're winning the map, but you're not satisfied the way it was happening, right? When you win both pistols, you are the favorite. I know you're on your opponent's map pick, but you're still expected to do better. They're running into a lot of troubles on the B bomb side, especially later stages of the game. They were hitting the bomb side 4 times in a row, and they got shut down at the end of it. I think it was a bit too one-dimensional for my taste when it comes to Big's T side, but overall, you know, Tapson and the boys, they got the job done. They won their opponent's map pick, and in itself, isolated look at the result, that's okay.
Yeah, and you talked about Tapson and Sirison as being like two of the players that you want to see step up when it comes to Big, and we'd have to say Tapson and Sirison both did exactly what you desired out of them. Now, for me, I also look towards maybe the other side of the page here. We look towards the side of OG, where you did have Nico. The real question mark come into this of how well he can perform. They didn't qualify for DreamHack Masters, and then he comes out and top frags for the team. That was fantastic.
It is fantastic, but it also highlights a problem, because that's not supposed to be the case here. Of course, if Nico can be a great role player, if he can come into OG and top frag, that's a great asset to have. That's great to have a player coming in, replacing NBK, and instantly finding impact on the server. But if OG want to win against a team like Big, they need to enable Manto. They need to enable Valde. They need to enable their star players, Issa for that matter as well, having a strugglesome series once again, not really getting anything done. If OG want to be a team that is up there with the very best in the world, that is not just a top 9, top 10, top 11 team, but actually have that X factor to do more, they need to enable those players. Nico is a stable. He's doing a good job, better than we expected, surely, and that's a well done job to him. But again, if you're OG, you need that kind of X factor, and unfortunately, that would be Manto, that would be Valde, and that would be Issa. Not LXB, not Nico. They're doing a good job, but they're supposed supposed to.
I mean, you got to give him credit, right? If the other players who might be that X factor aren't stepping up, at least he can do so to help get them in such a close position. And I do wonder, obviously, with the technical issues we had, think back to one of the earlier rounds on T side for OG. Valde was disconnected. He dropped from the server because of the issues he was having.
Yeah.
I wonder if maybe those issues weren't happening, we would have seen OG pick up that map victory and go on to Nuke heads up 1-0.
Potentially. I mean, and Valde was doing a good job on the T side. I think he was the X factor for them in the beginning of their halves. He was finding a lot of impact, doing a good job lurking around toilets all the time. So for him to crash and have those technical issues are never a nice thing. Whether or not that would have changed the dynamic of the game, I'm not too sure. You see Big up 15-11. So they had a lot of, let's say, a lot of caution to fall back on. And I think Big were the better team. They were just a little bit sloppy when it came to closing out the game.
Yeah, they were 8-3 up in the first half at one point, then they started to let slip away constantly. And we talked about like the one-dimensional plays, maybe out of Big when it came to hitting B consistently, but also OG in particular hitting B almost every single time. Now I wonder, with the amount of time they've had Nico on the roster, do you think going to a map like Nuke, which is next, is going to really hurt them when it comes to this depth of strategy?
Yeah, I mean, Nuke is a tough one, right? Of course, it's big map pick. OG is a team that they can play Nuke at a decent level, but if you're Nico, you got to be slotted into all the new rotation patterns. You got to be slotted into all the new strats. And Nuke is one of those maps where you need a lot of synergy between the players to make the correct rotation, to make the correct calls, and there's a lot of stress as well, especially on the CT side. So for Nico, playing Nuke is not going to be an easy task. He did a good job on Overpass, way better than expected, but Nuke is going to be even tougher.
So I do wonder, OG obviously being down one map, now going into Big's pick. With Nico playing like he is, I don't want to say there's a reason that I can't vote for them to take this map, but obviously Nuke being very, very difficult. I'm curious, what's your thoughts in this match? Do you think it's going to go 2-0 for Big?
Yeah, I think so. I think I saw enough from Big Clan that they are here to play at a somewhat decent level. I'm impressed with OG. I'm impressed with the fact that they were able to push Big all the way, especially considering they lost both the pistol rounds, which I already mentioned. But if you're OG, that came off the back of a Nico performance, I don't expect to be replicated there. If he can do it 2 maps in a row, that'll be fantastic. And again, Nico could potentially be a great fit for the future for OG. But for now, it's still too soon and too early for me to really put stock into OG winning against a team like Big on their map pick.
And to be fair for Big, or not to be fair for Big, to be fair for OG, we saw some of the player cams from the Big players, and there was like this sigh of relief, it seemed, going on there in some of their faces of, we skated by 16-14, we barely pulled that one out. And I feel like even in their minds, they knew that they were supposed to have an easier time here. But I think that's a great sign that they realized, okay, that was something we can't depend on to happen. We got to step up here, and I think Nuke is definitely going to be in their wheelhouse when we do, get into it.
You could feel the nerve in the game, right? You could see that it meant a lot to them, as you pointed out right here. And I think that's a good thing for Big Clan. They need to be energized. They need to be ignited, sort of. It's a group stage game. It's against the team they are supposed to win against. But winning on your opponent's map pick is always a good feeling. They now go in with a bit of a good feeling coming into Nuke. And as said, Big Clan, as of lately, we discussed it in the pre-show as well.
Yeah.
The results haven't been going their way. So maybe a game like OG right here is a good kickstart for them. Getting a W here, getting a convincing 2-0, winning on your own map pick could be exactly what they need for the future.
Well, as you can hear, we're about to get into our own map pick for Big in just a few minutes' time, as we do have Nuke loading up on the server in just a moment. You guys hope you're going to stick around, because we'll be back in just a few to potentially close out this series, or potentially go the full way to 3. We'll see you soon.
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.
My name is Jordan Gilbert, aka Nothing.
Hi, my name is Sue Lee. My handle is Smix. I think it's important for these initiatives to happen. Empathy really, really goes a long way, and it always means so much to us, and I think that's where initiatives like this really help.
I encourage everyone in the community, anytime they see bullying, anytime they see someone getting called names, I encourage you to step up and say something.
Good luck, have fun.
Good luck, have fun.
Hi guys, this is Kenny S. I'm gonna show you a bit of my gameplay on Nuke. That's gonna be really helpful for you as an AWPer, but also for your teammates, how to secure some areas, defend some side by yourself, also playing a bit of more supportive role. Check it out. So the default position for Nopu is here in garage. Super usual, but nowadays like people smoke here and here to go here in Volcano. So basically it's pretty hard to get a kill from here. I like to play ladder because I get every information outside. Obviously I have to tell my mates that I don't have main, but that makes me super fast on inside. That also makes me super fast on helping ramp from here. And that's a position I like. I like being here. When I want to retake outside, I might ask to flash above garage. But as I said, it's really complicated to get kills on here. But you can also have the support position. I mean, you can be an OPER, but also have support position. For example, if you have a rifle, playing main or playing like here in stairs, and they want to pick information or just pick at all, you can be the one having like angles, and if they do a mistake, you punish them. But also you can flash for your teammates here and here. That's super good for them. Also position that actually could make your teammates more comfortable in the map, and actually like with a kind of weight of the team shoulder is actually the upper playing here on the lower side, which means you actually have this. You have a fast rotation towards ramp as well, so you can get some kills if they are going down. So yeah, having an upper in this area will actually make it much easier for your teammates, because if they're going down here with the smokes, you don't have to worry about the rotates because you already have an upper on here, and you have plenty of angle to hold. So super great for the team. I like to play aggressive in certain positions, such as ramp. I think it's super good to play aggressive sometimes, once in the side or something. Also, you can start by playing here on main to counter the whole pick from door, obviously, but also to have some few picks from outside. But the greatest things to do here on main will be to actually first of all, you have a fast rotation towards bomb lower side, but you can actually hold this angle from main. You probably have a lot of kill possibilities. But if you don't, you can just hold the angle and avoid one of your teammates going into door and picking and having like lobby. And once again, the point is to actually relieve the defense and have most information as possible and secure a zone by just yourself.
I'm in the gym looking like a running back. How you know the flow got him coming back? Who I was in the past, I'm unattached. Only focus in this moment is bringing the summer back. Oh, respect my grind.
ESL Pro League is brought to you by Gaming Malta, Intel, US Air Force, 1xBet, and DHL.
All right. That means we're back into this one, Hugo. OG versus Big. We got all the delays out the way. We even got a whole map out the way. And now we're heading on to Nuke, the map pick of Big. Currently, they're 1-0 up in this series, and things are looking good for the big boys as they try to take it in two. But we know the fabled OG curse, I guess, is a bit of a blessing at times as well.
Can be.
And that's they have a nasty tendencies of pulling series like this one back from the brink of defeat.
Yeah, with players like Nico performing out of his mind, dropping 30 in the first top of the server on the losing end. That's a good sign, but as Pim said as well, we definitely need some of the more regular folk in OG to show some face in this map as well. Big, very comfortable home ground pick for them, and OG might be into hot water here. We'll see how things fare. It's fast for Big, no waiting around on their T side, and they go right towards ramp where one man sits. Calling for man 2 maybe is this, but he's too late down the ladder, and already dropping B are the big boys.
They are everywhere, all around him, and he doesn't stand much of a chance. The B side belongs to Big. And with it, the pistol round likely to follow. Alexa B with the dual Berettas. Yikes.
I will just say, I never see them do anything. I know you're going to reference that one Keto clip till the end of time.
No,
sure.
outside of that, hang on.
Yeah.
Top Hut, which is where Alexa B was playing.
Nitro used to do that.
Dual Berettas are used there quite a lot. And you know, if you think back, right, you reference Nitro because we saw a lot of him using those dualies. If you think back, the thing is like, yeah, he would never get like 5 with the 30 bullets, but sure, you know, you get like 2, and then they've done their job. If you're left in a retake with dual Berettas, yeah, it's bad. Okay, you're in for a bad time.
I just got to say, out of the hundreds of rounds I've seen Berettas bought, I rarely even see a kill. Very rarely see 1 kill. But hey, I'm not the one buying them. I don't care. You can go crazy. But they don't work, unfortunately. Not in this case. Very fast, big. And yeah, they love sipping their espressos.
Is that what that is? You're a bit of a coffee connoisseur.
I don't know. It's a small coffee, so probably.
Small coffee?
Yeah, that's what they call them. But nice fast round for Big, right? Obviously exploiting Issa early, who had a bit of trouble on the previous map on such an integral position like ramp on the CT side of Nuke. If they have a game plan to really get in his face and you know, annoy him, that could be really good for Big. Right now he's not playing ramp. We have pistols everywhere, all over the map, coming up secret as well as Big layup outside smokes. They are ramp splitting. They're going to realize this is clear. The molly pushes players back down to B. Big, they could just end in the A site here. If they did, there's no one to stop them. But they don't know that yet. Smokes are down, very good smokes as well. And they're going to finally try and crash down onto this B bomb site. Double for Searson, and it should be easy going from here on out for Big.
I don't want to spoil this round for you all, but this is the round belonging to Big at this point, right? They have the bomb down on B, and OG weren't even rotating. They were just hoping they could catch some of these remaining players off guard, and they don't. Searson hunts everyone down, and getting that many kills with his Mac 10 means he could even bring an AWP out right away.
Yeah, 4-piece. Not bad at all. Big money. And bigger problems for OG, but at least they've got the guns to solve it. The AWP comes through, the Mac dropped. The drop shots continue for Searson. Can he keep that up with the AWP? Probably not that.
I wish they would, because, I mean, to be fair, like, we haven't had LAN events for a while, but when they come back, I hope we get the big checks again. They were great. They were my favorite.
Massive checks.
Yeah.
It's been a while. More so trophies nowadays. You have a massive check, don't you?
I do. I have a massive check. It's pretty, it's good. It's a nice feeling.
Yeah. $10,000 ruse.
Going through the airport with that, everyone's looking at you. You're like, well, sorry, yes, can I purchase another seat? Can I cash this huge check in?
Fortunately, they didn't take it. All right. A play maybe for Big. They're on a default. They're very split right now. We've got players outside lining up utility. Patience is key. Mantu has the cross. But that's already a start. Valdic dead through the smoke by Tizian. And now the double smokes it down. Right-clicked in by Searson. He can go down towards lower, and there's no rotations there for OG. Even if Big don't want to end B, that's enough of a commotion that OG are now questioning things. Mantu hears these smokes. He hears the cross. But he's not going to move his muscle. He's just going to wait. In the back of garage, 30 seconds. Big need to move soon. Boost on ramp. Issa needs something spectacular, but it's not a commitment. They're doubling back into A. This secret control was all a bit of a ruse now, and Tabson is going to be dropping in on main for this split. Manson misses it, and he will finally get some bullets in, but Tabson did some damage to Nico, and now his position is known.
Oh, Alexi back at the bomb site. Can't stand the test of time.
Wow.
Oh, and you talk about, big checks there. Well, the biggest one definitely being that little bit of info that goes their way from Issa up on the boost. You were hoping that was enough for OG to reinforce that A bomb site, right, and hold their ground. I think it made it pretty obvious that the A play was coming in. Yeah. However, everyone on Big just landing these openers, getting a lot of depth into this site before they're really throwing any kind of problem from Issa up in heaven. But even then, he's just one man left at the end of it all.
I really like that pace for Big as well, right? After Tabson dies, he does so much damage and gets so much info. Big stop. They don't try and rush in off that death. He makes him stop and he calls, all right, one here. This is clear. That's clear. Check this. And Big move in. Really, like, just really good spacing, side by side, and just trade to a win. They know that OG is stacked on A, but it's not a worry. They've already got a pick. And Big, every round, doing something different. Keeping OG on their toes. Smokes outside, wider ones now. They can go garage if they please, but looking to just cross secret. Throw these on anti-ecos especially to avoid CTs getting aggressive, flashing through smokes, climbing up on the red box. There are almost no options for a pistol player behind those smokes. So Big have a free pathway towards that B bomb site where there are some rotations. Sure, OG have moved members down, but they are underarmed for what is about to come their way.
Underarmed and under siege as, well, Valde actually gets that one for free. Bye. He's out of there. They try to chase it down, but they get there a little too late. And this B site, it is stacked heavy with a lot of OG bodies. Alexi B's even going aggressive in the smoke. Searson's bypassed him. This is so weird. It's very uncomfortable. It's very claustrophobic as you're trying to get in. And Alexi, if enough chaos is being caused, he could get away with absolute murder in the double doors. Instead, it's Nico to snatch the kill away from him. But a 2-on-3, an AWP given over. Xantares trying to be the difference maker. And there it is. Him and Tizian, they combine. They get it back under wraps. They go into a 5v5 B take. With OG already well entrenched and crossfires set up, and yet somehow they still emerge with the round going in favor of Big.
Yeah, you really don't know how they do that, but some great picks, right? Just taking it slow, taking it patiently, waiting for OG to give them the fights that they want. And yeah, AKs are better than pistols. Who would have thought? Nice try from Alexi and Nico, who are really in the position to do everything there, but as soon as the smoke fades, Xantares checks it. Oh, nades and a shot for Alexi B through a smoke as it blooms, finding Tabson outside. Searson can't trade. Full smokes are down. Alexi, not enough for Searson to take the shot. He didn't want to wallbang and give away the AWP's position. It wasn't known, but Mantu is caught out on ramp. Issa tries to trade, only good for one, and Big have somehow pulled this back into a 3-on-3. Searson's still sat outside, but B is open for the taking. One player down for OG. Nico's got to do it all.
Yeah, Searson's even wrapping outside slowly but surely. Nico doesn't know it yet, but he is getting pressured from the secret stairs a little later in the round. Xantares trying to figure out where best to reposition to, and so he takes the position that's got his name on it. Moving over towards control room, looking to get this round back in favor of Big, but now he's caught out by this double ramp peak, and so Searson's late flank in through secret has got to do absolutely everything for Big at this point in time. Missed shot onto the first, and Nico immediately able to snuff him out of the round. OG, they get away with their first. Nico with an exemplary B hold, right? It was all eyes on him, and he puts up both the kills needed.
Yeah, and patient enough, right? Not giving away the picks, not giving away a chance to get into their post spots. He just stays alive and waits and then holds the window, clearing angles. Xantares needed to get more done there, right? He needed anything, but the one thing that's weird about that retake is firstly, Xantares is in the open. Searson's already cleared secret. That's worth noting. They know it's a ramp retake coming through. It has to be. And so Xantares is still open, very open to ramp. And also Searson, you know, he does lose his teammate in the process, and the window play is nice, but the bomb wasn't planted for him. Even if he kills Nico, they just stick the defuse, and he's lost the round. There was no way back in. Not a worry, though. Big finally falter, give a first to OG. How long will that last? Back to ramp, perhaps. Deep smoke in for Issa. Mantu coming up from secret, clearing outside as well. They've tried this in many rounds, have OG. Trying to get that outside info, and they've got it. No one here for Big, not yet at least, but moving slowly is Tabson on a bit of a lurk. Mantu crosses and misses that timing. Ooh. Even though Tabson isn't activating early, he can come in on the main ramp on this A split if that is going to be the play. Mantu can confirm after the flash that these smokes are fakes. And so OG, as long as they wait for his call, no rotations need to happen.
Yeah, bit of util going into ramp again. Issa Looking to be the man to get pressured, but once more, it is this fake. We've seen them do this already back into an A play, but as you mentioned, the outside info was there from Mantu. He could even deal with Tabson, and he does swing out, and is very, very quick on this swing as well. Tabson removed, that makes this main player that much more free, that much more deadly, and still waiting behind the CT vent is the man who hasn't even had to make a move yet. Valde can swing on out and put a stop to the madness, doesn't even need to. It's just Searson left. And these little fakes, man, they're not really working for Big. The fact that, you know, that exact same round happened in the exact same fashion once already, with the information getting grabbed that it wasn't outside, the ramp play, you know, all the utility goes in, but no one pushes with it. Well, you've already seen them do it once before. You felt pretty safe in the assumption that it was that fake back into A. And so OG don't even move. They don't fall for it.
You're hoping that, you know, the heaven rotate player comes down, supports Hell. Issa gets panicky and goes, guys, help me, they're coming ramp. And then suddenly you've got a weakened A side, but that's not happening. Issa's not falling for it. He's not calling for over rotations. With no players getting actually spotted out in ramp, OG just hold on. They wait back on the A side with another hold and find their second. Pistol's out now for Big, relying on the saved AWP to do it all. Sis has not really been given the fights outside, right? Mantu's been pretty mobile with the AWP. He's been playing pretty safe, if anything. And even when Alexi's been in the garage, he's not been over-facing the outside area. So Sis knows he needs to be the man to steal this kill away. He needs to be putting himself in position. And that much he has done. But Mantu, talk about passive. He's not even left spawn. Is a B player. Alexi is lower. But right now, even though Mantu doesn't have that info that Bigger could or should be pushed down to B, it's not a worry. OG have everything else. Bigger going to use this to wrap Hell, but that will put them into the firing line of this AWP, clearing positions that have been played so far in this game. Issa playing a little more aggro on ramp, right? He's playing for info. He can drop the Molotov when he spots them cross, and that he does. Denying the ramp play. Big wanted to hit it at a certain timing. They're now delayed, and Mantu waits with this AWP.
Dead on. And now they're trying to pressure him. They're trying to get this AWP taken out of the round. Keto already getting across. Mantu hasn't seen it yet. Keto up close, but he does get the info on the drop down. Heartbreaking. Issa putting up a ramp hold as well and just not budging. Only Searson's AWP left and a missed shot. Issa seizes the gap.
Yeah.
And OG take a third.
All right. That was really nice from Issa. Really, really nice. Even stalls out, right? Like Big, they wanted to put the pressure on ramp early. He drops the Molotov.
One of the things I've really enjoyed watching Issa for, like, even though he doesn't put up very good numbers since we've transitioned to online play, I think playing with a higher ping has really taught him how to just be a nuisance. Like, one of the reoccurring things you'll see with Issa is he's great at, like, staying alive in a moment where just being alive is enough, you know? There on ramp, he doesn't overextend in any of those peaks. He takes the fights as like a series of 1v1s, dodging his way around the AWP.
You got to make do with what you got, right? Valde certainly does. Switching back to the rifle in the nick of time. It's Big running B. And already, rotations flying through the vents. Alexi, oh, he's behind them. Bomb dropped as well. That is almost irretrievable. Even if they get it, they're right back into the fight, into the fire. And they're even going to run through to their own demise. Good dig, but no more for Keto. As OG, they paddle back to a fourth. Great recovery on the CT side. This was 4-0 down. It looks very worrying. And OG have not dropped anything since that point. All right, all right, all right. Another AWP for Big. Another chance to get back on the board.
Yeah, they've got this AWP on Searson. I think you need to deal with Mantu here. I think he's been causing you a lot of problems in terms of the information he's been getting, in terms of the picks he's been able to put up with the AWP. And so this seems like the man to beat. Tabson gets over towards Secret outside. Not info that OG have. Searson might catch him falling back, but a missed opportunity. You don't get many of them. And so now Mantu is ready for this outside AWP. He's keen to take the engagement. This head-to-head decides a hell of a lot, right? If Mansu falls, suddenly the map has opened up to you and you've got a lot of room outside instead. But this kill not presenting itself, it's another one of these utility drops into ramp, but Issa holds on to this position. And at this point, OG should be pretty ready for an A play, which is, I'm imagining, what Big are gearing up for. They flush out Mansu, but they're not able to deal with the man in main. And so now it's these two remaining players left to just trickle through the door. Yeah, good luck. Firing squad here from the two defending players. And Valdet makes quick work of it.
Clinical. Yeah, I'm struggling to see the value in what Big are doing on ramp right now, right? Issa's actually got their number in so many of these rounds. He's not giving up the pick. You'll notice Big are double flashing in. That round they throw a hell molly. They take very wide angles. And then Xantares knows at that point, if Issa is ramp, he has to be close right or boost. Those are the only positions that are available. And so he swings it on his own and dies. You would hope for at least a trade there if you're Big, or to just give it up and not play that position. They've never gotten out ramp. They've never killed Issa. And so constantly they lose the ramp fight, and where do they go? Back to the A site, where OG are double, triple stacked even at times. Plus Mantu unleashing very late in the round there, hiding Garage for so long, and then peeking Searson right as he pulls out the flashes as well. Seeing some good rounds out of OG here, and Bigger yet to find solutions. Maybe upping the pace would be one, especially on a round like this, although they've got Deegs. Smokes again. Landing in the A site, that's for the vent. No one dropping though. And Valde knows that for sure. Hey, ramps work so well, let's go back to it, they say. But look who's here, it's a double setup again. And Mantu could even hang around with the orb.
Nah, man, I think they're on something here. Ramp, yeah, that's always gone well. Oh, damn it, Issa again? Really? This guy, always in ramp room, always killing everyone. Oh, Tabson.
Oh, there's a chance.
Got us excited for a moment, but only for a moment. A passing moment that's already gone by. 6 to OG now in the lead, 6 in a row at that.
They kept the AKs over the AWP as well. They rather rebuy it than drop the AK-47s on CT side. That's when you know the money is getting out of control here for OG. Issa already outfragged himself from the previous map. That was 30 rounds. We are 10 deep and he has more kills. Exciting stuff. We said it's going to be a key position, and clearly it was part of Big's game plan today, but they're not being able to shut him out like they were back on Overpass. Mantu's even taken this spot today. And this is floating down in the lower bomb site instead. Mantu close peek. Oh, he hits it, but it's not a kill. Keto given a path to B, and he'll take it.
Yeah, finally you get past Issa. And with that, the rest of the defense starts to crumble. Issa is still here inside of B this time. Is able to draw it back into a 3-on-4. Now OG say to Issa, all right, mate, we're trusting you with the B-bomb site, and we're going to go ahead and hold on to A. We'll keep it under wraps, and you've just got to worry about B. Xantares is the man looking to complicate matters a little bit on this hell flank. Could try and get up through heaven. He hears that drop down outside as well. Looked very cognizant of that info, and there it is. Valde caught from the wraparound. The bomb is getting planted on the other side of Alexa B. A missed shot from Searson. Oh no! That is maybe just throwing this whole round away. Xantares can't get it back under wraps. And OG, they take a 7th.
Oh my, Alexi dropped in early. They had no idea. It looked like they were about to clear him, but Xantares kills the Heaven player that went back out, and they think A's empty. Alexi just holds on, and the perfect spray. Not just killing the AWP in main that should have been able to take him out of the round immediately, but even gets the bomb planter out of the animation, no way to fight, and then trading onto Xantares. Beautiful round for Alexi B, the hero right now. Him and Issa locking in rounds. And yeah, that's Big, very emotional on the cams at times. That's one you just got to try and forget about as quickly as it comes. Not a pretty sight at all. Searson, glass orb. Oh. You couldn't bang that. You couldn't wall
Shoot
bang this.
now, Mantu, you
couldn't do
won't.
damage. Oh, on the jump. Not like this.
Going in for more. Mantu wants more.
Yeah.
In with his second. Tabson removed. Mantu, why stop there? The ball's already rolling. No need to put a stop to it yet. The swing out from Garage sees Alexi and Valde both dealt with. Nico is close up in main, but it's Mantu still shutting down big. Finally, Nico makes his presence known, and Mantu might even, I was going to say, be able to get a fourth, but Searson steals it away from him. And now down to a 1v2. Nico fast wrapping the silo. They just saw him in main. He was in main a matter of seconds ago. Now he's left it, and he's given this room to Searson, a chance at an A-bomb plant, but you know that Searson is constantly paranoid, trying to figure out where Nico is. Top silo is the last place you're going to expect.
Yeah, he definitely checked backside, right? Surely after last round. He doesn't know. He's been given a plant, right? Like, Nico has to make noise to come down, so he's in no rush. Issa's patrolling B. And so Searson, you know, it doesn't matter if he wastes time because no one seems to be moving for OG, but he needs to get that plant ASAP. The drop is in. Did he hear it? Seems like he might have. The bomb is already out. He's just going to go for the full stick. And now given a chance to dance in the 1v2. Going back towards main, Nico should have a timing for this.
Oh, easy for Nico.
Yeah, maybe he didn't hear the drop because I feel like
it looked like he did as well, and I thought he would have done, being back in lobby when the drop comes in.
Guess you just think it's a main wrap off the back of the drop, but no, Nico goes all the way back through lobby. Good round from him. I actually really like the silo climb as well. If he got there 3 seconds earlier, he would have just flat out killed Searson outside. Mantu as well, man of the hour, hitting some bangers on the AWP. 3 kills from him, makes it happen. He wasn't by any means a weak point on Overpass. He was shining. So expected to see him continue that coming into Nuke as well. 8-4, OG running the board right now.
And you don't really know what the solution is for Big. It was looking so good to start off. But now it just feels like everywhere is off limits, right? Nico has been great over in main. He's had support there from Valde as well. Mantu has just been locking down outside, and Issa has not once faltered at ramp. He's always been good to deny these ramp plays. So where is the solution for Big? Looking like a fast A play in this round. The flashes go over, but they actually blind k.to, who's running amok inside of the bomb site. Does get the better of Valde, and already this is shaped up to be a big round. 5-on-3, and a save call potentially going to come through from OG in spite of only being up against these Tech-9s. They don't want to throw the money away moving into the last few rounds of this half. So save call locked in.
Yeah, it's even less about the money and more so just knowing this isn't winnable, right? Like, no point just burning the round for no reason. And also arming Big, who are scavenging what they can. See some dropping guns from the heavens. Alexi found in the back of Garage, but he's not been killed. And Mantu does have his cross after picking Searson from the sky. Oh, Mantu, how does he hit it? I don't know. And now all the guns the Big just picked up, gone, mate. Washed away and actually blown by the bomb into the hands of k.to. He'll take that freebie, a little bonus package, but still not a worry. Big could have bought regardless. That was an eco. They didn't have armor on the Tech-9s, so the money was going to be there regardless. 8-5, and Big looking to have something to celebrate at the end of the half. A 7-round half would be damn good. May not have been pretty, but a round's a round. Oh, was that team smoke? Like meant to go over the silo? It hit Searson. He's now smoked on silo. It was a Garage smoke. Yeah, it just, oh no, or I don't even know. There's a mess outside of utility. Definitely a T-smoke. definitely a problem for Big, who wanted to cross yard, could not do so as easily. Mantu, dirty flick. He's going to go back for more. They're holding for him. Tabson's wrapping A. They need to get the bomb back first. They have barely got radio. Molly in the back of the site. They've been burned before, and now Nico will as well. Tabson gets that kill and holds for heaven. The kill gets snuck out from under him, and Xantares with the frag and the plant to start this round. Tabson can close it, and this is just very cerebral stuff for Big. Things don't go their way outside, so they just run into A. And Tabson, who has been burnt on, these main positions, he waits behind main in many rounds. Mantu has come up from secret and killed him in the past. This time he just W's speed into main and catches OG with their pants down. Last round of the half, and everyone can buy.
Yeah, I'm glad that we've seen the pace change out of Big, though. Even in a lot of the times that Tabson's been caught on these main flanks, it's because he's been so slow and respectful in his approach. Well, now he's kind of done with that, and he's keeping it very, very fast, very aggressive over towards outside. This time, some outside smokes to complement his push. And that's going to get Tabson in deep. No one has got any idea. Smoke through the door. Tizian is interested by what they've just thrown his way. Doesn't spot anything from it. Tabson wants to win this fight onto Alexi, and even though he's ready for the angle, all it is information gained for now. Does this force any more rotates out of OG? That's a big question in a round like this. They're not overextending on the rotates, they're not overcompensating this B bomb site, but Tabson does have a lot of room at ramp, and Issa does not have a safe spot to fall back down to. Ooh. They swing it early, and Keto just takes the kill, so Tabson's little flank was never even needed.
That's crazy. I mean, it doesn't matter if Keto dies there, you're just offering up free kills. However, Big are feeling it, and they're just running around into the site. 2 frags, bomb dropped. Oh, someone needs to go back for that. They realize a bit late, and Searson picks Nico up through the doorway. Big surely looking to lock in a 7th. A recovery at the end of the half. And what started pretty slow for the OG as well, right? It was 4-0 for Big. OG with a big recovery, and now German stealing it right back with a 7th.
Oh, and Tabson's just swinging in at the end. Searson mollies him out, of course he does. Alexa B, under 10 HP, armed with the AWP. Got to do the impossible. There's no getting through this. Sorry, Alexi. I'd love to make out like you could. But Xantares just drops onto him. Right down the middle at the end of this first half. Not a clear winner in sight. It's OG trying to take us to a 3rd map, and Big fighting for that 2-0 victory.
Yeah, of course, last year we were #1, and what we learned from that was, of course, that we are all really good players, and if we can work even harder than we did, we can also go back to this level. Of course, it's really tough now at the moment. Everyone is really good. Of course, back then everyone was also really good, I would say. So I think we learned a lot. Maybe we also need to take like 1 or 2 days off sometimes, because it was a bit tough in the end, I would say. We tried to do this, but we had a lot of tournaments, and if we can just balance this really good, like we do it this year, then we can go back to this. I think we should just go it step by step, like get back to top 5 and then go for top 1 or top 3 again.
You've got what it takes to fight back. Don't stop until you black out, out. Stand up, got what it takes to fight back. Don't stop until you black out. Keep holding control, learn how to
Oh, a little sip of that there. Big sipping large as they finish out that first half with 7 rounds to their name. That was after a 4-0 start. And then OG went on this huge streak of 8 rounds and everything was looking like, wow, all right, OG. Then Big come in with an A rush to kickstart the final 3 right at the end of that half. And now we're as close as we can possibly get it. OG pistols out and in towards the ramp room. Pressure's about to be on for a man like cx, as there are a lot of bodies coming his way. He ducks out of danger, but they're not going down to B. They're going for a classic. They're running a classic strategy. Up into heaven is the aim of the game with this one. You force the rotates out of Big, you plant the bomb for heaven, and you make it a really, really rough round. In our games, we call this the Hugo, because this is what he always calls. And so OG have done it. They've called the Hugo into play.
Yeah, it usually works like a charm, but Big were a
OG
little more
have fluffed
aware.
it a bit, honestly.
Yeah, they slowed down and Big rotate back up from B, right? You drop Vent often if you see that ramp play come through. There it is from kx.
Nice and clean.
Yeah, not even close. I'm surprised cx got out from behind Orange, down B before they chased him, but straight to hell. And yeah, there's no survivors here, but Issa. Ooh, he's got a chance though. Dancing with the Devil, done in 2, and he can drop towards B, which currently has no CTs in. But Issa wants to throw a spanner in the works, wants to go the other way, and tabseN is right behind. Nice try from OG. I actually love it when teams run hell. It just causes so much chaos. It just causes so many rotates, so many players out of position, not knowing where it's ending. That question mark. If you see ramp to B, you know what you're doing. You're dropping secret. You're going down that vent. But when players run towards hell like that, Big get very confused for a second. But once they see the ladder take, back up A they go, and they've got a hold there. So not going to be OGs today. Eco coming through. Eagle on Issa, he earns it. Could afford to buy it. Up secret for cx. At least the Fatmas tapping away, drawing the attention as cx gets ever so close. Nade is lovely as well. And cx with the bomb dropped and so many players in front of him. The flashes keep them passive. But Issa with the deagle does something dastardly. Oh, the SMGs are not proving to be pretty. And Issa's making this work.
Well, Xantares tries his best to get it under some semblance of control. But OG is still in this B bomb site, still in with a chance to get that bomb down. kx, they're in the vent, they're going back up towards A, and Xantares realizes it all too late. That's a bit of a rough round for Big. You know, it's like sunk costs at that point, right? They lose a man outside, and then they get so focused on trying to trade that with the SMGs, they end up making the problem far worse. And Issa is looking clinical with his deagle to put 9 up on the board for OG. They find that wasn't even a force buy, by the way. That was just like a pistol upgrade. That's the extent of it.
Yeah, everyone was Glocks except Issa. That was it. $700 deagle, and he gets 3 kills with it. Look at these. Banging Big out of the round. That should never happen. And this one, that was the crucial mistake, right? Like, kx's fine if he holds the A site. If they fly up the vent, he's watching it. Well, there's no way they kill him, surely. But he hits the worst possible timing on his rotate. And OG just fly back into A. Now Big have had enough, and they're going to start to take some space, take some control of outside. Pushed in very deep. Lining up util on T-roof. Oh no, you needed the 1D. You can't spam from that range. tabseN learns the hard way, and into A go OG with a furious pace. All the kills for them. kx gets 1 off the deagle, but he's not going to be able to repeat what Issa just showed us. Xantares neither. And the scout with a missed shot. Oh, it's just a decimation for OG. They get all the kills and barely any casualties. And Big may have won the pistol, but forget about that. This half is starting up all OG.
I just can't get over the anti-eco round. I just can't move past it.
Yeah, if you're Big, you have to. You don't really have much choice. Just a few missed shots in that round, honestly. That's what it comes down to. More pistols outside. And OG, it's like they're just not in a rush to take outside at all. Think about that eco that Issa wins, right? Searson is the first contact in yard, and he is secret. He drops from ramp to secret and comes up. And at that point, OG is still behind the boxes. Like, they're barely moving. Same in this round. They see someone cross, and they just fall back, and they hold, and they wait for Big to give them the fights. They're not in a rush to take control, when they know Big are antsy to take engagements. 11-8. It's all going swimmingly for OG right now. Do Big have any answers for this on their first buy round?
Well, you hope so, or else OG can end up running away with this whole game just on the basis of the money. A lot of util exchanged at the door and outside, and there are these outside smokes drop down. Can't tell, but it looks like there's a gap in them. At least on the mini-map, and that's because it is this A play. So in they go. The MAC-10s churn up the first man, and Keto not ready for Alexa B. How's he gotten away with all those entry kills? Antares is suddenly left up all alone. He tries to go swing it in, and he somehow survives the Molotov. Just Mansu, but Antares jumping out into the open. Jumping up onto top silo, trying to get a bit of a better position, I guess.
He was so low, right? I thought the molly would tick onto him, but yeah, holds the bomb for a second, thinks better. Maybe wanted to get top heart. That would have probably been a nicer position, but very loud to go there as well. And these are some great entries from Alexia, right? Back of the site is Keto, isn't ready for two. And Searson again in heaven. Last time was a scout, and he couldn't get the shot off. This time the AWP, and he still misses. Is there any saving Big? OG are out for blood. And hey, Harry, they lost their map pick, so we all knew this was going to happen.
Yeah, it was inevitable.
Another A take.
Oh, Keto. Oh, don't know how he's still alive there, but he is not alive much more. Is Valde. Oh, the MAC-10s. The MAC-10s just slicing through Big. Oh, well, that was fun, Searson, wasn't it? You got to go up the ladder and then get shot in the head by Nico.
He's had less space every time he's come on the heaven. Once, he got out wide. Second, he got up the ladder. Third, he died on the ladder. Oh, this is brutal. Yeah, keep buying MAC-10s. Forget AKs if you're OG. It's these MAC-10s that are opening A sites round after round. This time it's Valde. The third kill on the smoke. I don't even know, man. I don't know how he does it. This one. Can't even see him. tabseN's gone. And yeah, might need another caffeine cam for Big. Sip another latte. Wake up, because right now it's OG doing everything they need to do. 13-8. Big, they are still probably thinking about that second round of the half. If they just took it against 4 Glocks, they'd probably be rolling over OG right now. But instead, everything has flipped on its head. And OG, not to take this away from them, very well-earned rounds, no question about it. Another MAC-10 on Alexia B. They have 10k per player, and he's still playing SMG.
And with good reason. Like, there's no head armor here on Big, and that's how he's kept finding so much with it. Only the tag for Searson, and he's got to give up ramp. Once again, big problems starting to emerge for this CT side. Tizian tries to switch up the pace with that quick flanking through the lobbies, and Antares.
Oh, so lucky. He was on
the just about gets away with it, doesn't he? tabseN's missed the timing onto Issa, who does get into main. Just about catches him as he gets around the corner. And so finally Big might be on to a 9th round. Just Mansu and Valde stand between them and keeping this game afloat. But we know that OG have a nasty tendencies to make any round feel doable. And so OG are slowing it down right now. Late towards outside.
Oh, big kill for tabseN though. That's how it could have unraveled. Still will be a trade to Valde, but can he get much further with a Heaven player spotting him out? Not committing. Tag for Antares, and yeah, he'll give it up. Puts Valde on 3. That's more than enough. And Searson with quite a shell to rattle into Valde's face. He can't. Valde with a shot, and that's a really nice kill. Could take the AWP, but Valde sticks with the AK instead, looking for the ace, and he's running out of time. Oh, Xantares gives it a peek. Valde gonna go for the backside stick, and no one here to stop it. Xantares, nade ready, and there it is. Under control, luckily enough. Almost giving a chance to Valde, but the utility will decide enough for Big, and they stay above water for now.
Honestly, though, the fact that he gets out of it with so many kills, like the bomb plant doesn't really matter to OG, right? No. The extra $800, like, yeah, it's sick, but that's not what they're celebrating on. The reason they are excited, though, at the end of a round like that is, you know, you've been ahead of Big because you've been ahead in terms of the money, just time and time again. And, you know, taking that from being 4 players surviving for Big, which is what it looked like it could have been at one point in time, and leaving it with 2 forces the majority to reinvest. And so this becomes a pretty expensive round for the big boys. They don't get to fall back into like building up any money yet. And so OG is still in a really good place in this map.
Yeah, it's only their first lost rifle round, right? They went on a streak after winning their eco. So let's see if they can get back on that streak. Another fast approach, perhaps. The molly, oh, extinguished by the smoke, but very late. And Alexi B looking into the wall as bullets fly through. Everyone is dead. Big are ready for this A play. And even though that happens, Mantu sprays a smoke, and Issa gets a pick. Back to ramp they look. Xantares hasn't left. They're in no hurry either. Searson knows outside is clear. It's a very risky move to only have 1 player left on A, but OG are making their presence known.
Oh, Xantares needs to get away with a lot here, and that double, make it a 3rd, has sorted Xantares out royally, puts 10 on the board for Big. I was a little nervous, right? With Xantares playing close left, if he falls there and opens up a path into that B bomb site, then it's likely that round going to OG. You know, really, I think getting the 2 was already enough for Xantares. The fact that he goes on to close it just stops that getting out of hand at all. Already, I think you'll note some like key differences as well between how Xantares approaches ramp and how Issa does. Xantares is a lot more about taking those fights and like having that as an active engagement that is either won or lost at ramp. Whereas Issa, he's someone who's more than willing, you know, to rotate down, play that B bomb site.
Yeah.
Really, for him, it's like more of a delay game, whereas for Xantares, it is like a last stand at the ramp route.
And that can be good, but we have certainly seen games for Big where that has been a liability. If Xantares is getting picked, if any ramp player is getting picked without getting a kill, like it's such a huge hole in the map. We even see at the top level sometimes if you're on a rifle round and you fast ramp as a team, you get the kill immediately and you drop, CTs can just save sometimes because they've lost so much control, they've lost so much room, and they weren't ready for such a fast B take. So, yeah, there is danger with the way that Xantares plays, but boy, does he play it well. Getting all 3 kills on the ramp there. And now Big, been given a lifeline with a couple of rounds in a row. OG going to try and cut it. Smokes outside again. Tabson hears all of this rumbling going on, and he crosses behind Red. They're wide as well. Can he call for a flash? Searson's going to line one up. Here it comes. The pop, and Tabson will not rush it. Waits patiently, and then pokes his head out for a couple of kills. Nico trades, but Tabson has done his due diligence, and Tizian mollies the secret entrance as well, almost hitting the wall bang on the way out. They'll make their way past the molly. Alexia down on B, smoking it off, in fact. And OG are now hoping at this point the Big start to give up kills in the mid-round.
Oh, this aggression through Hut could give a kill over to Valde. It's whether or not he's anticipating this, because they are deep within the lobby. They're right behind him, but nobody's cleared the door deep yet, and now they will. Keto saw the barrel. So it all leaves it all onto Alexa B. Down on this B bomb site alone, and given a lot of room to work with at least. Only 20 seconds though, and those doors opening now give up the aim of the game. Big know where this last man is. And over here at ramp, you've got Xantares nearby to try and lock in the round. Alexi, even though he was given a free B bomb site, he never knows that, right? He never knows the full extent to which Big have approached this map. The bomb plant is denied. And so 11 to 13, yeah. Big trying to get back in right as the doors were closing, right as we hit last call. And now 11 to 13.
Yeah, right. With Valde dead in lobby, he only died to Keto. He never saw Keto. He never saw the fact that Big had triple pushed. If he had, Alexi would have been given that free plant, right? He could have run down, opened the doors, stuck it, and there's no way Big could have stopped it. But instead, he's playing it smart. He's playing it patient. He's clearing corners. But that just gives time for Big to get into position. And as you say, Alexi is not to know the whereabouts of his opponents at that time. 13-11. Third in a row for Big. Right, when they needed to recover, they have. But for how much longer? It's still a tough task. Long road ahead. And OG coming back in with more and more buy rounds to close things out. Quick pauses before.
Oh, tabseN plays with fire and gets burned by Mantu through that smoke. Man advantage taken for OG. They haven't had too many of these in the last few rounds, so now they're really looking to just ease themselves into a 5-on-4. Slow, methodical as they drop the outside smokes in. And the deep ones as well, so you could even look to contest for garage or main from this this smoke setup. kс.kS is peeking over the top as well. So you will have that to worry about. Oh, just too many targets, and Mantu with only one spot to focus on. Valde's just toying with them, and oh, Tizian gives it all away. Keto doesn't trade it either. And so Xantares alone at B has got to do it all. They're coming his way. Even then, they can go up the vent, right? They could try to hit this A-bomb site, especially with Alexa B up in heaven. And so for Xantares, he gets the info that 2 players are here. Now they go back up to A because of Alexa B in the heavens. And Xantares isn't left with any option in this round. It is a flawless 14th for OG.
Really good call, right? It helps the Mantu get to that opening pick to tabseN, but once they kill him in main, they realize, you know, the wealth of control they've been given. He has been the player who's been putting a stop to them outside. And so they go back to this late yard take that they've done so many times. And with no main player, with kS.kS peeled away to heaven as a result of losing that outside control from tabseN, it's just free real estate. OG run it down B and then run it back up A. Grabbing kills in every which way on the way. It's quite a mouthful. 14-11 though, and yeah, a few rounds in a row for Big. They save their bacon somewhat, and they've still got a bit of money, but they really would love to get away with this AK. So Xantares needs to have his wits about him. Cross into the corner, and here they come. Valde with the exit. It's a huge kill to find at the end of the round, as you know, Big are forced to rebuy here. You could play for OT, but you've got 3 players who can fully invest, so it's not too tantalizing to eco this position. And Mantu with the AWP again, kept it up, right? Looked good on Overpass, looks good here. kS.kS not really beating him in any head-to-heads. So how will this one go for Big?
Uh-oh. kS.kS trying to get stuck in with the AWP, but holding, waiting patiently is Alexi. kS.kS getting the opener, and now Big, they fall back, right? They just try to play around the man advantage. They don't want to give anything away. No one wants to be that next player to fall, and sadly, Valde is not given a choice. The numbers starting to dwindle. kS.kS already down at B, gets his head taken off. Issa providing the entries, giving the space over to the rest of his team. I tell you what, Pimp wanted to see more out of the regular faces here on OG. Well, we're certainly getting that in this game right now. Mantu and Issa both leading the charge in terms of those kills. And the calling has been great from Alexa B. Nico don't let Tizian come through the vents. And so what was a 4-on-3 retake is now even odds, with this bomb already ticking against Big. Issa not giving up ground, finally traded by Xantares. Mantu, only the tag, and the doors get closed and then reopened on him. Nico left up alone. They've got to get on the bomb now, and he's dropped them off of it. There isn't time for the round. And so an AWP save, that's the extent of it for Big. Up against 15, a 3rd map locked and loaded. And we just might get there if this buy is going to be anything to go by for Big.
Oh, hero play from Nico. Heroic even, right? Not just killing the vent drop, forcing Big into a 3-man ramp retake, but then just tapping the diffuser out as he was trying to desperately run for the bomb. There was no kit in that retake for Big in that 3-on-3, and so they had to get on the defuse early. Nico denies it, and at that point, there's nothing that they can do. Trade may be found, but they lose the round. 15-11, and OG, surely they can close this one. Surely they can take us to a third map. It will be Inferno. But will we get there? Big certainly don't want to, but they may not have any say in the matter. Money dripping dry. I saw an AWP on the buy, but certainly not going to have many guns behind it.
A rough spot to be in. And a bit of an OG classic.
The old reverse sweep, huh?
And that's the thing, like OG, they're so used to being in these positions where they go a map down that this is just like their bread and butter almost, you know? This is...
Yeah, they love playing BO2s. Yeah, look at that streak at the start of the half for OG as well. Let's cast ourselves back to that. That was Issa with a Deeg on a full eco. 4 Glocks, 1 Deagle, and he gets a 3-piece to win the round. That completely flipped this half on its head. And Big have been recovering ever since, so now they've got to do so again with this mess of a buy. 1 kit on Tizian.
Oh, Lordy Util going in. Issa, you are burning alive. Not the start they were hoping for. A 1D through the smoke, and Issa hung out to dry. Xantares even dealing with Mansu. This was a buy round that wasn't meant to find anything for Big. And yet here we are. OG haven't even made a dent. They tried to go fast into A, and they haven't even left lobby.
Yeah, it's not getting any easier, is it? Picked off 1 by 1 with no trades. They wanted to A-rush, but that Molotov comes down for Big at the perfect time in Hut. Worth noting, OG even used one of Big's own mollies against them, throwing that Rafters molly that comes in through the wall of lobby. Saw that from Big. Debut a couple seasons of Pro League ago. Some great minds in this team and organization. 12 though, salvaging something, staying in this series. And not wanting to go the distance to Inferno as well. Let's see if Big can keep themselves out of it. Smokes again for OG. Searson, they're running right by him already. He's going to hear footsteps as they get to the secret. And so spam is pretty good. Issa gets tagged up. Valda gets legged. There's a huge gap there. And Big are exploiting it to the best of their ability, but flashes will push them back. And lobby control taken for only a second. Tizian turns, and Alexi gets him in the side of the head, walking back into A and trying to find Keto as well. He's done it! Alexi killing everybody on this A site, and it doesn't even matter that Big have got those lower rotates, because up vent go OG into surely a third map.
Yeah, all this damage was done to OG, but Alexa B, man, there's no accounting for individuals. And he realizes that to get this game over the line, someone's got to step up. That man ends up being Alexa B, pushing out into that A bomb site, now leaving it just on Searson and Xantares. And no one's in heaven. Alexi gets caught with an unfortunate timing in the doors, but still, the numbers game, the numbers leaning heavily in favor of OG. A couple of missed shots from Issa gives Xantares a little bit of room, and Xantares now down to the 1v1. Into the site he goes, just Valda left to beat, and they're both low, but Xantares makes it happen. The dream is still alive for Big. They deny that third map for now, as him and Searson come together with a 2v5.
Ow! That looked lost. That looked over. That had to be done. You cannot ask for more from Alexi B, from the in-game leader, tripling up in the A site. Everyone comes up then. And at that point, you may as well close your eyes. It's done. It's over. There's no way. And Xantares makes the impossible happen. Stylish stuff. Dropping down, jumping around, and even reads the wrap for Valdi as well. My, oh my, this game keeps on going and it keeps on delivering. A timeout for OG. The last left used now. Probably a good time, considering how that round just went. Oh my, I would be mad. You've got to hold yourself together if you're OG at this point. Don't want to give Big a way back in, like they already haven't.
A sad moment as well for OG in a way, right? Like, because if that ends up being the round that comes back to haunt you, you know, like you didn't really have one of them thus far. Big, they had a couple of rounds that will be coming back to haunt them. And so in a round like that, where LXB, as far as he's concerned, he's delivered all he had to do. You know, you thought that was going to be the recipe to success. They go for the vent drop in this round. They get the bomb down on the back of Mansu, but he's not able to get it planted. And his teammates are just getting whittled away up here on A.
Yeah, you may wonder why he didn't commit, but Big had actually already rotated down. They're already in the B-bomb site. There was no way he was getting a plant. So he tries to make the best of a bad situation, wrapping around instead outside. But yeah, pistols. P250s versus the world. At this point, you're hoping for a mistake, but Big, money is no longer a question, no longer a concern. They can use all their utility that they like. tabseN's missed a lot of timings. He will be able to clear B. OG still have control of the garage as well. If only there was a better weapon available.
A weird situation for Mansu. They don't know he's here, and they're not really aware that he could even be here.
Free orb.
And so if he does get his hands on this AWP, that's something at least, and that's a freebie. Knife kill maybe for Man. Oh! The turn from kx.kS was enough to spook him. Still, it's only an orb, 15 seconds. He might just be thinking about holding on to this. Does look to be the decision, so not much more excitement here for Mansu as he attempts to survive. Tizian locks him out, takes that AWP right back. Now Mansu can buy one anyway. Not the end of the world for OG that they don't get away with the AWP. They would have loved to have removed it from the hands of Big, who wouldn't have had one in this round, were it not for that AWP just being saved right at the final seconds.
Okay, this is what it's come to. Round number 30, OT or bust for OG. They're gone for the series if they can't win this map. At least have the chance of regulation. But again, the gaps, the smoke holes that caused so much problems in the previous round, or the previous outside take at least, it's replenished, it's patched up. Alexi drops fence, not lurking in lobby this time. He wants to join his team, and Tizian drops in and takes that kill instead. Oh, Alexi's gone. He's not ready for a B play for some reason. The rest of OG had already run behind the smokes. That should have been communicated, and that's offered up a free kill back in for OG. Two players on this lower site. Xantares in a pivotal position. kx.kS won't smoke him. He doesn't want that to happen. Spam comes in. Xantares, the windows get broken, he can get cleared. That's why kx.kS is here. Minute on the clock, and here come OG.
Oh, blindsided though, kx.kS and Xantares. Not looking the right way at the right moment. And so now either, right, they've done all this fighting and it still ends going to a third map, or they somehow claw back another man disadvantage to find an overtime. tabseN and k.s.kS left in the hot seat and getting closer and closer to NiKo. You got to check it right, and tabseN will. Down to the 2v2. Flashes are in for tabseN to take this peak. Not blinded, but Issa still out of the round. It's Mantu to step it up right in the final moments. We go into Inferno, the third map in this series, as the fight between Big and OG rages on.
I'm returning to the man now. Hey, finna get my money, ain't no handout. Hey, finna be a legend like I'm playing now. Hey, I ain't gotta focus on my friends now. Huh? I'm returning to the man now. Hey, finna get my money,
close to me. Going.
Good luck, man. I'm completely segregated. Kablamo! Ho, with the breach! Holy moly!
Hey guys, how to breach.
Today we're gonna show you some. Never mind. Another? I'm behind him. He's like on the coast down here. Oh, 2.
Still not close enough to help you.
Okay, I'm nuts. Go through this though. You going for? There's deep people and close.
I'll go for the deep people then.
Okay, I'll go for the close. I've whiffed, I've whiffed, I've whiffed. He has no idea. Oh!
No!
Just spiral back around. Oh, I see 2.
Nice. Did you get the gun or not?
Yeah, I got one. I just see that one
this guy.
Nice.
I'll go for a gun. 2.
Okay, 2 spotted. They're both like there on that ping.
Nice.
Easy.
Well, what a way to continue our first match here in Group A of the ESL Pro League Season 13. Big up against OG, and it has gone the full way into our third and final map in a few moments' time. But before we get there, Jason Kaplan and Pim to walk you through everything that went down in our last map of Nuke. And what a crazy one it was indeed. We saw OG losing their map choice. We heard Harry and Hugo talk about them winning their opponent's choice. But still, 16-14 coming down insanely close.
That was a bit unexpected. I felt Big Clan were the big favorites coming into to Nuke, no pun intended. I think when you look at the two teams, when you look at the composure of the two teams, and you look at the map Nuke, you know, having to slot in Nico into a new role, having to make him fill out the gas for NBK without losing rotations, without losing synergy in between the players, I think OG did a fantastic job. We also talked about what kind of players do we need highlighted, what kind of players do we need activated, and we saw good things out of Issa, we saw good things out of Mantu. Mantu went 7 for 8 in the opening duels, doing a fantastic job. Valde was playing well, so there was a lot of those positive signs that we asked for that they actually delivered on the server.
Yeah, and Issa in particular, we talked about him in map 1 on Overpass, not really performing, but here we saw on ramp, he made that work almost every single time for him, really punishing Big every single moment they wanted to head towards this position of the map.
Yeah, that's part of the story as well. Big Clan, they were up 4-0 on the T side on Nuke, and you thought to yourself, okay, a couple of more rounds here, and I think that'll be it. You know, that'll be the back completely for OG. But as you said, Issa stepped it up. He was constantly being proactive. He was good on ramp. He was good in the clutches. He was even good in the T side to open up the rounds together with Mantis. So Issa finally having a good showing. He was struggling big time on map 1. He has been in a very rough period, let's put put it that way. You know, there was a lot of people arguing that it should have been him kicked from the team and not NBK. He's showing up now, at least in this map, in this instance, on Nuke, and maybe giving us a bit of an answer as to why he's still on the lineup.
Yeah, I mean, that obviously can light a fire up his backside as well for that, realizing, hey, I potentially could be next. I got to start showing up. And speaking of showing up, another X Factor player we talked about on Big Side, Xantares, in round 28 that we saw, keeping Big alive in the map. Fortunately, it wasn't enough in the end, but we got to take a look at this one more time and really talk about how him and Alexi B were able to retake this site.
I mean, in this situation, right, you're supposed to win. If you're OG and you end up going into OT right here, you're going to kick yourself in the butt for a long, long time. You have all the positions right here. You are in a perfect spot to deal with this retake. I'm not quite even sure how it made happen right here. You see Xantares in heaven, going out, somehow finding the first duel, winning it. There's no refrag potential whatsoever coming in from any of the players for OG. Maybe they got a bit too scared. At least Xantares is getting way too much space. Get into a one-on-one here, and sure, he's playing the advances. He's jumping around, and he's winning a 1v1. The other players on low HP as well, so it makes sense that Valde goes down here. But the fact that Xantares is able to go out of heaven, get the first kill, and basically enable his teammate to get a kill with the Molotov to win this round is not good enough. There should have been a reflex instant right here, and if OG would have lost this game, if they would have gone into OT, they would have kicked themselves in the butt many, many times for losing that one.
Yeah, especially realizing there's a potential to go to a third map and potentially take the whole thing. And what a way to start off, considering, again, just to remind you guys at home, Big coming into this entire group of Group A as the #1 seed, 7th place overall. I think for them, not getting first place, and this is hopefully something I want to talk to them about, it would be a failure for them. I think top 3 in their eyes, like, that's okay. But if they're not first place, I feel like they're going to struggle.
I mean, if they don't beat OG today, I don't think they're going to be top 1 in this group, hands down. I think Complexity is a good team. I think they're showing progress. I think Heroic is a team with a lot of potential as well. OG, if they were to beat Big right here, then Big all of a sudden in a risk of not even qualifying for the next stage. So you're right, they have to win this game, and there's a lot of stake right here. We're going to Inferno, a map that Big Clan is fairly comfortable on. Again, a map where if you're Nico, it's easier to slot him into a map like Inferno. You need, of course, a lot of synergy to play Inferno on a high level, but I think Nico have shown us so far tonight that he's well up for the task. He's been having a fantastic game so far, especially on the first one in the Overpass, and if he can continue that trend, I don't see a problem for OG here going into Inferno.
So would you put your money on the line saying that OG are going to take Inferno? Is that what I'm hearing?
No. Because I think Big Clan is still going to win. I think the experience will prevail here. I still think that Searson is a fantastic player. Maybe not playing up to the level as of lately as we have expected the past year, right? We're setting the bar very, very high for this guy because he's performing at a very high level. So maybe there's some space for improvement right here. Tapson showing glimpses of himself. Xantares with a fantastic clutch. But if you're Big Clan, you got to be very disappointed that you're even in a game right now where you're going to a third map where you potentially could lose the game. I still see them as favorites. I still think the experience they have together as a team is going to prevail, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see another very close game.
See, I'm glad you brought up Searson, actually, because I want to talk about him versus Mantu. I feel like we saw a lot of potential duels when it came to the outside, and Inferno, obviously, is another map they're going to see. They potentially have those duels when we do finally get things underway with this one. It's going to be on Inferno, like we said before, and it's going to be the final map for the final match of the night. We'll see you guys soon.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Hi everyone, it's Mizuta from Team Mutate CSGO, and today I'm going to show you tricks that you can use with your teammates on A site when he's hiding on A. So the tricks is when the terrorists are going to execute on A, obviously there is a smoke long. One guy will be ups, he will smoke like that, and you will take the information for your teammate. First, when you see the smoke coming, nade like that. So you will have easy damage on them, I mean. After you take damage, you will take the information. The terrorist obviously going to molly pit to move you out.
Alright, hot damn, not worrying about man's got a plan. It's not really about the dough, that a time frame. Matter of fact, about to blow up the whole thing. So good, hell, I'm all fine. Got a sweet little it's all mine. My shoe games, class high, hear it all the time. You can tell me again. Come back when you got something to say. Just put the fire in my bed. I'ma go get 'em. No time looking back, every day gotta do better. I'ma go get 'em. Blow the roof off for a really want to see, now go tell 'em. About to touch the sky, no helmet. Preparing myself on top, no weapons. On my own, I stop caring, cause they keep telling me. You can tell me again. Come back when you got something to say. Just put the fire in my bed. Take a seat in the back, yeah. You can tell me again. Come back when you got something to say. Just put the fire in my bed. Take a seat in the back, yeah. Been a long way since day one. I came to hit but never run. I would take on anyone. I got a feeling that it's just begun. It's my I got a feeling that it's just begun.
ESL Pro League is brought to you by Gaming Malta, Intel, US Air Force, 1xBet, and DHL.
Oh yes, it's going to be big, taking on OG in a third map finale. A game, a series that's gone the distance and throughout has remained competitive. It's been close and there's not a clear winner in sight. Anyone's game as we move into Inferno. OG, after just saving themselves from an overtime over on Nuke, close it out as 16-14. They're going to be coming into this one feeling a little bit rattled, perhaps, knowing how close that game was, but not able to get it over the line.
Yeah, time to make a statement, perhaps, right? You don't want to lose to OG with a new player, especially, as Jason said, coming into this group. #1 seed. A big need to put their money where their mouth is and prove it right here, right now. CSN's lining up utility, the rest of his team running up alt mid. 4 on A for OG. They're barely playing the B-bomb site. Alexi gives it a bit of caution as flashes come through, but it will be running into the pit for Big. Diving in, Tizian, first of fight. Xantares is going to fall in Boiler, and it's a mess. It's just trades all around the board, mainly in the favor of OG. With the bomb loose, Tizian trapped, and he will get no room given to him. OG hunt him down in the site, and it's going to be a 1-0 lead to start.
Yeah, so OG pistol.
Yes.
And now Big. There we go.
Yeah,
now Big up onto pistol armor here, Hugo.
Yeah, we were just
ever heard of it?
Some tech stuff. Now we're good. And
Ever heard of it?
Force
Pistol
deeds.
armor?
Yeah,
You love it?
Yeah, I do love it. I wear it. Right now, Deegan armor and OG with lots of SMGs. They've got banana control, but Bigger contesting it. Late nades coming in, and even some aggression about it. Oh, jump shots. Tabson will get traded. It should be under control, even with that kill for Xantara, as the bomb is dropped, and he's got to go back right past Alexa B to get it. Hoping for another kill to get gifted before that fact, but Issa is pushed in a little bit later. And it's important not to feed. And if you're OG, Alexa B is playing things nice and safe, jump spotting at the banana, and Issa catches that timing down middle. So 2-0 for OG. The force goes nowhere, and now we have to see an eco from Big before they can afford guns. Man, if OG won this series, that would be one hell of a way to start Pro League. A very impressive victory as well. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but they've certainly kept themselves in this one today. And considering, you know, they just added Nico, we only saw them play 3 BO3s. I think it was all yesterday for the Masters qualifier. And they won 1 game and they lost 2 games. And, you know, you could argue maybe wins, losses they wouldn't have fielded normally. So it'd be quite the turnaround time. Just a couple of days is apparently all they need.
Oh, that is a brutal bit of utility thrown in to deny this top mid control to Big. Xantara is spotting the smoke go out, tries to get ahead of it and deal with Issa. Isn't able to do so, and so now any chance of accomplishing much in this round? Oh, they naded the Deagle out of Boiler. That's why Tizian just ran here. That's brutal. Well, yep, now there really is no chance of really accomplishing anything in a round like this. Only good pistols you had are gone, and so the remaining players, they're just food for these SMGs, for these FAMASes. Where's the other upgraded pistol gone? Searson can't find, he doesn't even know where his pistol is anymore. Oh no, he does. He knows where it, oh no, he found the Deagle. Nice. All right. And there we go. It was all worth it in the end. OG 3-0 up, and now we've got Big with money to buy. Searson as well has saved extra cash to bring this AWP out immediately. Now, the reason that gets me a little bit scared, we know that T-side AWPing on Inferno is something that even some of the best, most capable AWPers in the world struggle with. And on top of that, he doesn't have head armor, and OG are running a bonus round here, keeping a lot of these SMGs in play. The last thing that you would want to do is give that AWP over for free to Mantu on the other side when he goes into this round with an SMG. So keep your eye out for that. This is a round that Big are really hoping they can pick up, because they're not up against very much either.
He'll risk reward. Seesaw of danger in a game like Counter-Strike. So Torres jumping apps. They spammed out a player earlier, keeping Nico from taking control. Mantu's in the cubby with this as a support. Nico essentially tasked with 2 roles at once, watching short and apps. Plays it from a safe position. Bigger faking out A pretty well right now, even almost drew Alexa B out. Flash up B and a Molotov to keep Big back. Well-timed util, and there's more of that where that came from. Boom goes the grenade, and OG do a lot of damage early on without taking any casualties. Big are going to fully commit to this execute soon, but that smoke comes down and Alexia rotates off the back of it. You might have to come back, because even though this smoke will stall things out for Big, if they get this coffin kill off the boost, they can just run in. Unfortunately for them, spammed out from below, Tabson gone. And Valde calling for help as 2 players come back to join this site. This is a screwed round for Big. What on earth are they going to do?
Yeah, they've got 1 smoke, right? They can use that to cut off CT. They can Molotov out oranges or new box. Oh, it's another through the smoke for Valde. finally traded by Xantares, but there's so little time. Big, they can't even get the bomb down here. That's it, the round's over. They might even lose a player after time, and they will. Tizian gone. The AWP needs to be saved. And Searson just about gets away with it, but... Ew.
Yeah.
That was just...
Great util from OG, right? Like, not only the Molotov from Alexia, top banana, that really stalled things out as Bigger taking top B, but the double re-smoke, one down at 40 seconds, one down at like 20 seconds. Big had to go through it. They had no choice. And Valda gets 2 kills through the smoke without even seeing his opponents. Yeah, it doesn't really get much worse than that if you're Big. Stuck in a choke point. Smoked from both sides, and Searson only just gets away with the AWP. Hey, Mantu doesn't steal it, but that's the least of their worries. So, in fact, all that Big are going to have in this round. And yeah, someone else died after time, didn't they? I think it was Xantares.
Tizian died after time.
Oof. Not pretty.
So what do you, I mean, like, really, you could, I was going to say, you want to stick some investment into this round.
Yeah.
You're not buying next anyway. I mean, I say that, you can, but you'll only have 3 guns and it'll be pretty terrible.
Yeah, bomb plant would be nice here, but a map like Inferno, like you're not going to be easily able to get into post-plant situations. When you are in them, you're more often than not going to win them. Assuming things go well. Nico, things are going splendidly. He's pushed through ult into T-Apps. Xantares tries to chase him as a smoke blooms. Big D kill for Keto. He'll yoink that up right away. And now Big, I mean, they've not exactly gotten into a post-plant, but they've got a chance to do some more damage. Xantares catching one. Oh, he just about slips in the shot. Traded by Issa. And Searson trapped. Even Alexi not giving him the kill to open up a B wrap. Not that he has the bomb anyway.
Yeah, this could be Mantu's free AWP. This could be how they get it. Now, you could actually make a case for Searson looking to save again.
Yeah.
Right? Because then you would have 4 rifles in this coming round. But he still looks interested. And he will land that nice little flick into the pit. Bomb plant now coming through. Alexi's nade is going to do a lot of damage here, and that brutalizes Searson, leaving him at just 14 health. Alexi waits for the time being for this rotation from Valda to help him out, and Searson's going to fight them close in the smoke. This is an impossible round for Searson. They spam it, they deal with him. The AWP can be retrieved as well. There it is, picked up by Alexi. OG 5-0, and in spite of Searson's best efforts, like, yeah, he gets you a bomb plant there. But it's still an OG round, and now the AWP is in play as well for Mantu. Now, thanks to the loss bonus maxing out and a bomb plant there, now everyone for Big can buy. So that's why Searson even attempts that in the first place.
Yeah, what is that spam? Did they see his barrel? He looked like he was in the center of the smoke, but Valdu's very ready for that one. Immediate headshot, so presume some info is there for OG. Maybe saw him on the minimap. Who knows? 5-0 though. Great start for OG. The run boost. Just trying to up the ante, get those spawns a little bit better, but not using them. Now triple B. Surprisingly, you often see when triple B just heavy util coming out of the gate, but they're actually not doing any of that. They're giving all the control, all the respect to Big and Banana, and I imagine we'll see retake utility like Alexi has shown us already. There's a flashbang lined up. Is Valda going to push off this? Maybe even just waiting for Mantu to take that first shot. And there it is. Perfect kill to Searson with his AWP as well. Now they aggress. Now they push in. And Keto needs to have his wits about him.
Oh, the flash leaves Keto blind, and it's a perfect 1-2 punch for that triple setup over towards that B bomb site. Now the rotation's going back towards A, so Bigger on a timer. Right now they've got a 3-on-2, but not for long. And Nico only good for 1 down in the pit. The A site now starting to get opened up a little bit, but Alexi is here ahead of that smoke at Moto.
Oh,
and even spamming Xantares out of the round. 6-0 for OG. You couldn't ask for a better game out of this OG CT side right now. This is flawless. Everyone looks very much on the same page with the latest edition of Nico. That's even more impressive, right? The fact that he's slotted in so well. everything at B was just great in order to make use of these 3 players that you have there. The re-aggression, dealing with Keto, leaving yourself in a 5-on-3.
And if you're big, nothing's working, you're right. You're like, hey, we got given B control last round. How often is that ever going to happen? You just get on a full gun round for both teams, get up top banana for free, and look at the cost, right? The AWP posts up for a pick. Searson loses that battle to Mantu, who has really just been reckless. Like, Searson looked great on Overpass. He even showed up on Nuke as well. But in head-to-head, it does feel like Mantu is just beating him in that regard. I'll have to double-check the numbers on that, but right now, it's, in all the rounds it matters, Mantu wins the fight. And then just re-aggressing as well, clearing out B. Oh, Big only have 1 player here, they're back to A. Nico goes 1-for-1, Alexi sprays a smoke. I mean, it's just, nothing's going wrong for OG. And Big can barely get into the bomb sites. Back up middle with the pistols in the corner and flicked by Keto. Great Deagle shot. We know these German Deagles can be dastardly at the best of times, but only good for a single frag. Down to Nico in the graveyard as well. Peeks out, catches nades in hand, and he even escapes with his life. Temporarily, maybe. Molotov pushes him wide, but if Nico can take another with him, that would be worth its weight in gold. Alexi's helped him out, and Nico might not be needed for any more than 2, but he is anyway. 3rd locked in, and 7-0 for OG. The fast round for Big. That's nothing on the T side.
Right. All right, OG, I don't know how you always do it, right, where you lose your map pick and everyone's like, oh, well, dead now, of course. And then you come back on your opponent's map pick and everyone's like, all right, OG. And then you look like just a world-beaten team in the 3rd map. You don't know how it's done like this every time, but it is. 7-0. Big a double AWPing T side. That's how you know it's desperate times. 1 AWP on the T side is rare enough. 2 of them. That doesn't happen. This isn't a thing.
Wow, they're throwing everything at it. The kitchen sink, the double AWP.
Yeah, mate, screw it. Nothing's really working, so just get some AWPs and see what we can do. It's a bit of a classic.
Now let's see if that is the solution for Big.
I'm going to guess no.
No.
You know, no one really double AWPs T-side Inferno for the reason that it's just too slow. And like, you know,
Is it just a misbuy? Is that it? Is it simply a misbuy?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you, Hugo.
Glass AWP in-game leader. No, it's not G2 or FaZe. It's Big. Nice Tabson trying to lead by example. Smokes into the A site. Good luck playing quick with this setup. 4 here for OG as well. Nico waits. AWP check, not there. And Nico just domes Tabson as
there we
the
go.
A play comes in.
They're running single AWP now, so here it is. Nico forces them. Oh, he's got it now. Nico throwing the AWP out of the apartment.
He's got no gun.
And in doing so, he's only onto a Tech 9. It's all gone weird. Searson, only AWP left standing at the end of it. Whoop, there's another for Searson. Can he get any more? Oh, number 3. Hello, Searson is in with another. And now it's down to the 1v1. I don't know how it got to this point in time, but Searson has somehow carved a path. Just Valde left to get past, fast in through short side. And all of these shots might be for nothing unless Searson can rail Valde in the final moments. He goes back to check short now. And Valde puts him to bed. 8-0 for OG. A damn good try from Searson, but not meant to be.
That's Searson going to Tabson. Look, mate, that's why you don't buy the AWP. I'm the AWPer on this team. I'm the AWPer. Let's talk about Nico for a second.
There's a lot to unpack in that round there, okay, right?
Right, he gets the kill, he throws the AWP away. I guess his brain is telling him, like, oh, look, we don't want them to grab this AWP, let's throw it into the pit. In doing so, he also throws his own gun into the pit, and then has no gun, and then Tech 9 someone, and then picks up the AWP again. That was just a roller coaster of emotions, of reactions, of decisions, and somehow OG win it out. Great shots by Searson.
Yeah, I mean, great shots.
And this is going to be feeling fantastic for OG. The hype is there. The rounds are flowing. 8-0. What's not to love? Oh, dear. Oh, no.
Oh,
it's a barbecue.
Get out of Banana. It's not a safe space. It's a bad place. Santares, last man standing. this round has just started. He's like, well, I was meant to go and lure caps, and now I am the only man left on my team. Searson was able to get 4 out of 5, so that's what we're kind of pegging this against right now. Xantares, what's he able to deliver in a round like this?
I mean, it's the conditioning of how many rounds of OG gone triple B and not thrown any grenades, and they go, hey, you want banana? Have it. And so Big get comfortable. Big go, hey, they're giving us banana. Let's at least take that and see what we can do with it. Maybe try and play a faster B approach on the back of their smokes coming down. But no, late util, bit of spray, bit of grenades, sprinkled on with a Molotov, and it's a 3K for Alexia B. Xantares, a lot to do, not a lot to do it with. Gotta check the corner, but he's already dead, and it's 9-0 for OG.
Of course it is.
Like we all expected.
Like, I think everyone called it coming into this third map. 9-0 start for OG.
Yeah, 2 30-rounders followed by a stomp. I mean, makes sense.
Man, that is yeah, fair enough, man. That banana utility was something else.
Oh.
What do you even do against that?
Lose. Burn.
Double nades into the double molly, into the spray. Oof.
An orchestra of death. And symphonies ringing out in the ears of OG. No, that's not tinnitus. That's the screams of Big, as now another eco is on the way. You know, it's not like you want to be eco at this point in the game, but these are sometimes rounds that can get you on the board. All Big needed a 1 really to just get you know, break something, get on the board, get some confidence, crush the momentum, stop OG smiles, and maybe a faster approach of pistols could be that round. But I say fast, and we see Deagles, so they're looking for picks, they're looking for openers. It's not like OG have been giving them any of that all CT side long. Nico even backs out of apartments, not wanting to feed the beasts on the other side. And here they come.
Oh, it's just stalemates all across the map. Everyone's so close to finding a kill. The question is, who gets there first? Xantares does not fare well. And through the smoke, Issa even almost doubles up, right? Dealing a lot of damage onto Tabson.
Ooh, not the gun for it, though.
The bomb's going up banana into this B bomb site, but Valde nor Alexa B has moved a muscle. And so once again, that smoke is going to fall. Nades to follow.
Think about how many times these smokes have come down to B right as Big setup. Yeah, they just run through. What else have you got? No util, no chance. But every time Big are about to commit to a B play in this game, smoke popped in your face. 15 seconds off the clock. And probably with that, more rotations for OG. Not that they were needed. Quick, clean, and everything in between. Mantu, what a flick to Tabson, who only had a P250. This is just brutal stuff right now. And it's not what I expected out of Big after seeing them, you know, trifle with the best and go neck and neck in this series already. It's been far from a stop for either team. It's been hard-fought rounds. Now Big can't even get rounds, no matter how hard they fight. That's a shot connecting to Keto through the wall. And the AWP backs up just a little bit, only to regress. Not for long. Mantu tries to escape. He could have gone CT. It looked like he wanted to, but he backs out, and that will be the punishment. That will be the kill. The Big finally find to open up, and they don't wait for the smoke. Good push for Keto, not respecting the utility for a change, and taking a change into this B bomb site. It might be their first round. Valde's got other ideas.
Oh, missed shot from Keto. Now they know he was posted up high. Valde on the smoke spam, doesn't quite find anything. Do you even want to attempt this round if you're OG? Now you've got max money on three players. You've got a lot of cash, basically. You are cash rich at this point in time. You've got no reason to at least try and take some of these guns away. So that seems to be the aim of the game here. Big, they might be on to their first round, but OG want to make it a punishing round nonetheless. Issa even ready to shut down any players trying to save a missed shot from Searson. That AWP taken out. Now leaving just one in the hands of Keto. Even more damage done to Tabson. He's not getting out of there alive. Issa's holding on to the bottom of Banana. And so, yeah, you win the round. But my God, at what cost? Big losing all 5 players. And so now when the reinvestment comes through, like you've either got AKs with no utility or like a bit of a jumble sale and like a few players that are going to be really important when you try and make these site takes happen.
Yeah, love the change of pace for Big, but definitely Mantu, like, changing his mind last second costs OG everything. They didn't have a triple B for the first time in a while, and with him getting picked, the smoke isn't enough to stop Big. They just go right on through. Now, this is not a meta buy. 4 Galils and a Scout. It's the most broken buy round I've ever seen, and that's as a result of OG doing all that damage. Look at it. It's not pretty for Big, but they've got to make do with what they got. And on such an important round that will reset Big hard, right? Push them to the bottom of the barrel with just the dregs left, couple of $100 each. They need this round more than they needed the last. And it's going to be harder than ever before. 2 players in B. Big know this is the only thing they can rely on, but the flash play, no one's playing anti. Oh, they turn. Alexi doubles back, and here come Big.
Yeah, it's a good thing they didn't commit to the flash push. Alexi forced back, gone, dead. Valde trying to make a stand, trying to make a difference. But he does get wrapped by Tizian. Still, Valde does a hell of a lot to set you up in a round like this. You just need the rest of the team to follow through. And Nico, hiding in this CT smoke, is blindsided by Xantares, leaving it all on Mantu. Missed shot. And he knows that Tizian was pushed up. Now that nade, not enough to do the damage. And onto the M4 for Mantu. Tizian beats him in the head-to-head. And Big, they get themselves a second.
Oh, Tizian, that was, you know, he had 1 kill coming into that round. He triples up. Big wrap onto the, onto Valde, rather, at the ruins. Especially after Valde hits back-to-back smoke shots. He's had so many kills through that banana smoke. And there was a 3rd player low as well. There was a chance. Tizian coming in with a flank. Saving Big on the B play. And now if you're OG, you're definitely going to start putting 3 players back on B, right? You pull off a AAA in back-to-back rounds and Big win both B plays. So yeah, go back to the early triple B. Maybe even take Banana again. The last time they did that, it was a triple molly kill for Alexi. OG have loads of things to fall back on here. It's not a worry yet, but you don't want to give Big 5. You don't want to let the momentum slip and slide, and suddenly the Germans are in control. OG want to deal with this problem before it becomes a problem. And so there they go, triple B.
Yeah, and they're still at that very, very fine point in the game where they can just turn this back into their favor and like 13-2 the half, you know, like the money is still pretty much non-existent for Big, but it does hinge on you finding some success soon if you're OG. Losing a man early on, definitely not the start they wanted. Now having to just keep this double hold up at Banana for the time being. Leaves just 2 back inside of A for OG. On the back of getting Alexa B so aggressive, they could look to switch one of these players back into this A bomb site now.
Classic OG move here. Massive brain on Alexi. He's actually read it right this time. They've pulled 4 on A. They're leaving B open. No, they doubt themselves. That could have been it. Hey, it might not be. Big of double back. I imagine they are going to still commit to A. They're just showing some presence at B to keep exactly this. Keep 1 player, maybe even 2, back on the site. And Nico goes back as well. So that read, that rotate that was once there for OG, oh boy, it's the opposite. It's the inverse. It's the B stack. And I don't blame them for thinking it's B at this point. It's gone quiet. Big had the mid pick, and they go back to, you know, what has worked in their only rounds, B plays. But that is not the case today. And Mantu needs to do everything.
Oh, they're up in the apartments as well. Mantu trying to reposition. Does get into the site, but the long wrap should deal with Mantu. He's got to look everywhere, man. So many angles to worry about, and they still haven't found him yet. Mantu putting on a bit of a show. Tizian has just sniped Keto out of the round, and Mantu at the very end is able to nail all the shots he needed to. That round looked unlosable for Big. It was just 1 man causing them problems. Friendly fire incident as well. Oh, the humanity. 11-2, and OG, everything is going right for them right now. And Big, man, like, it couldn't be going more wrong. Look at this.
From the pit, from the grave. That's a team kill. It didn't even register. Oh, God. Oh,
you just want to look away, but you can't stop looking at the brutality. Tizian's Deagle opening the round up. Fast approach into this B-bomb site. Alexa B gonna get tested in a very big way because they're already through CT. They're already fighting Mantu, and Mantu's not faring so well. He's deleted by these pistols. Still, Alexi was doing all he could. Finally dealt with at the back of B, leaving it on Nico in a 1 versus 3, an unlikely 1 versus 3 where weapons have been picked up. The bomb is down. A double dark hold. This Molotov on Nico could make a huge difference. It forces the peaks out, but Tizian nails it. 3 on the board for Big, and a bit of redemption for Tizian after that TK in the last round.
Yeah, the only rounds Big have won have been rounds where they've been given a B pick and they've just accelerated off the back of it. So that again happens up top B. One player getting caught and Big don't stop off the back of that kill. So, hey, it's something to rely on, right? But you're desperate, you're grasping for 4 at the half. Not a pretty sight indeed. Double orb for OG, they got the money for it, why not? It's last chance saloon. Or you tilt down banana. Mantu moves through the apartments, but they're already up and past, and they even kill Isra on the way. Nade? Oh, Tizian moved out to not get killed, not get traded, and then he moves back in as the nade dunks. And Mantu lives to tell the tale. Wasn't traded by Keto up in apps, or Xantares rather. And now back to B. Hey, where else should you go if you're Big? Split 2-2 are OG, it's your best chance at a round here.
Oh. Shot is nailed by Alexa B. And even though he's smoked off, Valde is still here at the back of the site. He hasn't even made his presence known yet. Alexi's almost trying to send the idea that it's just him here, that he's the only man you had to worry about, and that is not the case. No one has checked for Valde, and he's going to win the round right here, right now. OG are dominating at the end of this first half. 12-3 up, and OG looking to add another reverse sweep onto the tally.
Future Pros. Retaking the B site on Inferno can be pretty tough. However, the molly or incendiary I'll show you all today will help clear out one of the little hidey holes a T could be in. To throw this molly, secure runes first. Then get into the corner next to the sandbags. Aim up and place your crosshair in the midsection of the ruined roof between these 2 points. Get your crosshair in line with this kink in the scaffolding, then simply running jump throw the molly. As you can see here, this T did smoke the molly, but from this angle you can see that the molly does in fact completely coat the area in flames. Good luck and happy retaking.
I've been living in the shadows for a while. Demons calling me from the afterlife. Dark doesn't faze me anymore. I can see my tears into gold. Yeah, yeah. I don't care, no, I don't care. Yeah, yeah. I don't care. I said, 'cause baby, every fucking time you play me, think about you and your words. All the times you lied to me, I took notes. I don't know what to say. I thought you loved me, but you I know people come and go away. Sun is low, that's my time to shine again. 'Cause baby, every fucking time you play me.
I've been running over all the corners of my mind, trying to find a story to believe. And I've been getting sick of how I'm spending all my time searching for a way.
Up until now, every one of these maps have been close, right? Both these teams have been fighting, and they've been struggling across both maps in this series, both ending 16-14, just shy of overtime. Well, this game don't have overtime written anywhere near it, man. OG are dominating right now, 12-3. Big, it felt like they couldn't catch a break in that first half, and well, now more than ever, they need to break this momentum. They need to get into this second half with a pistol victory. And if that doesn't happen, then this is probably GG. And even with it,
yeah,
still probably GG.
It's a hard comeback, that's the safest, sure, but the flash is good. The shots don't connect, however. There's a team kill in all of the madness. And even a follow-up. Okay, well, that's one way to start for Big. The TK going the other way around than it did last time. And there's more where that came from. Bomb dropped in Abs and a lost round. Safe to say, Big. No GG, just OG dead in front of them at their feet. Oh, the timing. Counter-Strike 101, but he does get the kill. However, it shouldn't make much of a difference.
Yeah, you'd like to think not, but I don't know, nothing's certain. That's all this game's taught me, Hugo. Alexi's dead. Any second now. Any minute. There it is. Searson gets it. 4 on the board for Big, and a shot at recovery. It's a pretty long shot, but it's not impossible. You know, at 4-12, you've got a bit of room. I think now as well, the fact that Big threw away that crucial, and now, like, really looking back on it, like a really crucial round in that Nuke game, where they end up losing the second to just a deagle on Issa, right? They've got SMGs, they got a couple of rifles, and then they get too overzealous with the aggression, and it ends up feeding Issa 3 kills to make that round happen. Well, I don't think you're going to get that same overconfidence out of them, and so they're just playing tug, they're playing safe, but Alexa B brings the fight to them. Opens up with a kill at B and immediately throws these rotations over towards the B bomb site from Big. Vakito's here mopping them up with his MP7, and there it is, the round's locked in. So any danger that initial kill represented, gone and out the window. That was only pistols. Now the rifles come out for OG.
Yeah, sooner the better is the game plan. With this and not finding any more 3-piece Ds on the Felico, it's going to have to be reliant on the AK-47s. Alexi smoked out a banana early on. That might not make him hesitate. He looked like he wanted to go through with a flash, but instead his team are crunching middle. They've walked all the way up from ult. Orp has just gone B as well. They're about to realize that's not the move to make. Habs has cleared out Banana. Are they just going to swap sides? In doing so, while swapping, OG have taken so much ground. And so Tabson needs to... Oh, what a shot. Tabson needs to be very aware on the rotate, but now he won't rotate. They've lost the B player. Oh no, this has gone from bad to worse, and OG can go wherever the hell they want. It's an A-Rap as the game plan. They spot 2 in the pit, and it won't be pretty at all. Maybe they will take this mid to B, especially with Alexa B finding another kill up Banana. They just full regroup. I like this call, not taking the risk of sending a man into no man's land. Keto's keeping his eye on it, and now he's got to keep his eye on the prize as 3 Ts run up Banana with B in mind.
And if Keto dies right away, this is a save for Big. He's flashed off the angle. And there's Nico with the opener. Big are already out of this round, and they know it. 13-5 as OG pieced together their first when the rifles come out. We get the AWP in play as well. Put that in the hands of Mantu. And a really, really rough spot for Big to be in. Any chance of this comeback now hinges on this follow-up buy round. Xantares and Tizian are going to have to drop 2 guns over. And even then, you're going to have a player that won't have a rifle in a round like this. Will likely be playing pistol armor with a little bit of utility to go alongside it. I don't even know if SMGs are within the purchasing power at this point. Great stuff from OG though, right? Bit of a classic from Alexa B. He's really, really good at creating these opportunities, creating space, and then making the call that kind of brings it all together. You know, he gets those 2 kills at Banana, and suddenly it's like, well, you know, like we've weakened B. We've just spotted 2 in the pit. At most, we've got 1 man to worry about in that B bomb site. And if we just group up and pressure him from Banana, and that's a round destined to belong to OG.
Yeah, and getting that in sooner rather than later was key as well, right? If Big built up a huge economy, won a bunch of rounds in a row, suddenly it'd be a little more worrying for OG. But instead, their first gun round, they chew it in. And now Big got to fight right back. No waiting around. Sisson, Glass Scout. Certainly no cannon. They might just full execute here. OG, it's all the Big were able to rely on in that first half. They'll give it a go as well. Molly misses, but the smokes come through. Taps and pushes, and he takes 2. Blinded off the second, but doesn't matter. Now it's down to 1 man on the pillar. k1to gone immediately, but still not a rough round for Big. They can certainly consider retaking this one. Tizian's come on a rotate. Tabson's going to jump over with the flash, but he misses the jump the first time, and Mantu punishes him, giving OG the advantage back.
Yeah, Tizian needs something here. And the kill has just eluded him. The molly forces him off the angle, and now Nico is posted up. Now he's ready for this CT swing. Decides to dodge the danger and play the long game with smokes landing at Banana. Suddenly, the pressure's on for Nico to stay alive in a situation like this. Push coming in through CT. The boost is weird. It's all a bit of a weird round, but Valde through the smoke is just taking names. Searson, last man alive, 2 to find, a very little time to get it done in. He's saving, he's out of there. And so OG are up to 14.
Yeah, what's so important about that round is just due to how quickly OG execute into the B bomb site within the first 30 seconds of the round. They have all of their utility. You'll notice Big try and come in on that retake early on the 3-on-3. They get double Molotov cycled in the CT spawn. That's because OG have all their grenades left up other than the smokes that they threw into B. And again, it's k1to who kind of falls short in the bomb site, needs to do something. Tabson gets away with 2 kills to make it a 5-on-3, even survives that. And then k1to dies, Tabson misses his jump, and it all comes, you know, unraveling for Big. Suddenly a 3-on-3 is not so favorable after all with the bomb against you. And now Big just forcing and forcing up again and again, trying to make something happen, trying to make it worth its while. There may not be long left on this series if OG have their way. It's a flashing Alexi through the smoke. There's 1, there's 2, and here comes Alexi.
And he's been very, very good at just breaking apart these B holds.
Oh, backed into the nade.
The nades are good, yeah. Lots of damage. And that slowed OG down a little bit, right? They kind of reconsider this for a moment, like realizing, okay, we haven't got the banana control we were looking for. You know, we can't fast play B, but we can try and contest for top banana. And so this flash is going to get lined up, I'm assuming, by Mantu to try and start Valde off on a little reign of terror. Nico could throw the flash as well, but maybe they just double swing this together with Mantu supporting. Oh, Alexi caught changing weapons, gives that gun over, and k1to only good for 1 at the top of banana. Now the B take is in, and there's nobody here for Big. The rotations are very, very fast. Tabson is already up banana in the back line of OG. He could be the man that saves the day in a round like this. Tizian running through that CT smoke has given over a 3-on-3. Tabson playing trigger discipline, taps down the first. He also saw the Coffins player, but still Nico's good for the kill. Mantu spots the boost, so he knows that both players left are in CT. And Nico is there to pick up the pieces. 15-5. OG 1 away from taking this.
And 4 kills for Nico in doing so. Big round from him. Even with those missed shots of Mantu, he's able to swing and trade the last kill. And really, that's all that matters. Getting it over the line. OG are doing that in record-setting time, 15-5. Tizian trying to make a play there. Definitely could have wondered what would have happened if he waited for the retake. Obviously, if he gets a kill, it's suddenly a great play. But in the context of that round, it gave the OG back a 3-on-3, and they've been so good at closing out these B post plazas we've seen in the limited rounds we've had in this half. And there may not be many more. Searson with the scout. Deegs out. That's a lovely shot for Tizian. But it's not a retrievable gun, and OG can't afford to play slow as they did in the previous. Wait out what limited util Big are going to have. I say limited, it's pretty good, considering. But it is flying through. And OG just have to wait. Play the clock. And probably just execute B, especially when you're a man down like this. Why wouldn't you?
Oh, but the Deagles, they're very, very good at creating problems. And OG don't have a response just yet. 50 seconds. Eventually, this has got to end up somewhere. And thus far, it's hinging on Mantu finding something through a smoke, which he's not able to do. That AWP could get retrieved by players in rotation as well. That's something to bear in mind here. So even if OG successfully get into this A bomb site, if anyone from Big wraps through Banana, they get their hands on an AWP for free.
You tried to hide it. I don't know if it did hide.
I don't know how well hidden it is.
Yeah.
It's just dropped on the floor, but in a corner. So maybe it's fine. Searson scout, not useful yet. Will reposition and has this crossfire with Xantares, but it's never even needed. At least not thus far. Still, the Deagles are in play. There's 10 seconds. The bomb plant can't even happen at this point. And so that's the round. It all kind of grinds to a bit of an awkward halt.
Worth noting, Mantu the Magician did slip the AWP up his sleeve. Keto ran right by it, mate. Never saw it.
There we go.
Ran right past it. Yeah, he dropped it and then he picked it back up and put it like behind some flowers. Not perfect, but all it needs to be is not in the center of your vision, in the open, and you're going to be fine. Also with the slanted roofs on Inferno, it's not a map where you can, there's not many positions to throw it out the map. Banana's a good one. The run boost. You don't want to throw it on the roof that's slanted down. The players can just jump up and E it out of there. Great damage done early by Big. You're trapped if you're LXCB. No way he gets out of here. Yeah, that's a death sentence by Tabson. But Util coming back into his face, down to 4. Trading of the weapons. And OG, they are worse for wear right now.
Tabson didn't see anyone just then when he jump peeked the Banana. And so that might lead to them rotating Tizian away from B in the long run, leaving the low HP Tabson and Keto inside of this B site to try and put a stop to remaining 4 on OG. Still with a lot of utility, but they're playing it contact, right? They're not looking to telegraph this approach. And if Keto falls without getting anything done, that leaves you in a really rough spot. Luckily enough, Valde goes to check CT and is caught by the man in Nubox. But that molly is going to force Keto to get real uncomfortable. Tizian coming through this smoke. Time and time again, this has given away advantages, but this time it's good for 1. That is it, however. And now it's only Searson. This scout is going to hit like an AWP at the very least. Both Nico and Issa are low, but this was a round where Big had the advantage, they had the money, and now it's come up in favor of OG. They take this series 2-1. The classic OG curse of losing their map pick and then going on to win this series is set to continue.
Well, the manager of OG, Vladislava, asked for an OG victory today for International Women's Day, and albeit in 3 maps, they did pull it out with a 2-1 victory, closing out the series and gave themselves a first win here in Group A of the ESL Pro League Season 13. Still Jason Kaplan and Pimp here on the desk to break down everything that happened in that last match, and honestly, Pimp, it was almost kind of a letdown of a final map, considering we had 2 16-14s back-to-back, and then OG's like, all right, okay, we're going to show up now, we're going to play.
Yeah, and we go into Inferno, a map that is always close, a map that is always tense, a map where you always feel like you secured at least 30 rounds to be played out. Unfortunately for Big Clan, they weren't ready for it. Big Clan didn't play a great game of Counter-Strike, whereas for OG, they were by far the better team on the server in pretty much all aspects of Counter-Strike. Utility usage, constantly controlling Banana with Molotovs and grenades. Aiming-wise, you know, Nico showing up. There were so many positives to take away from OG, whereas for Big Clan, losing another game they were supposed to win, this gotta hurt a bit.
And on the note of Big Clan, we gotta talk about here a couple of things. T-side, they looked almost lost. We were talking about when we were watching the match. We saw double ops come out, and I was like, Pimp, you know, double ops set up T-side. I'm pretty sure you don't see this often. To me, that's a sign of the team not knowing what to do anymore.
It's a sign of desperation. It's a sign of something has to change. You know, you're desperately trying to go for a pick. This guy picked up the AWP on the T side of Inferno, and maybe it could have been a mispurchase, maybe it could have been a miscommunication, but you never see 2 ops on the T side as part of a game plan coming into Inferno. That is indeed a sign of desperation.
And we honestly saw kind of desperation across the board. I mean, I'm thinking about, you know, Searson for a second. He had 5 kills. I think it was 12 rounds in that first half. And 4 of those kills came from the 1 round where he almost pulls it off a 1v5 clutch. And obviously we saw some struggles across the board. Tapson, you know, being relatively consistent as we're talking about. Again, one of those players that has an X factor from Big that you talked about before. But I do wonder, with the recent results they've had now in the last 6 matches that we talked about before the whole series began of 5, they're having a very big struggle, especially being the #1 seed in the group.
Yeah, I'm ready to say that right now Big Clan are in a crisis when it comes to the results and even the gameplay as well. Out of the last 6 games they played, they've only been able to beat 2 teams. MIBR, who right now is not a team that is by no means a team that Big shouldn't be able to beat, and then they beat Movistar Riders as well, a team they should beat. They lost 0-2 to Heroic, they lost 0-2 to G2, both teams that after that win, they went on to do roster changes. So basically, they've lost 0-2 to 2 dead teams. Now they lose 1-2 to OG as well, a team that just brought in a stand-in as of right now in Nico. If you're Big Clan, if you're a team that were used to be one of the best teams in the world, that can't be good enough, right? So they must feel the pressure right now. They are in a bit of a crisis.
Well, speaking of someone feeling pressure, we got to talk about Nico. I mean, he was the top fragger when it came to the very first map of this series. We got to take a look now at his stats overall in the series, 70 and 49. Now, Nico, I think, is a very interesting case here, Pimp, because not only is he playing to perform and having to fit into the roles that they need him to play, but he also is playing for a potential contract for OG, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's still contracted with Heroic, and as far as we know right now, he's just being borrowed out. He's just a stand-in for OG, but if he continues to perform the way he was doing right here, there's no way OG is not going to sign him for the future. Valde even said it in an interview we did with him, that Nico is a player that is easy to slot in, and maybe that's exactly what OG need right now. They need some sort of stability. They need a player who can pick it up when need be, and maybe a player that can be stable enough so the likes of Valde, Manto, and Issa can start to step up. We also saw Issa play better than we've seen in quite some time, so maybe the fact that Nico is a stable surrounding around Issa can elevate his game plan as well. If he keeps up with this level, there's no doubt that OG will have to look into the possibility of potentially signing Nico for the future.
Well, you know what? There is a chance maybe we can ask the man himself. Alexi B is going to be joining us here on air to maybe ask, is that the potential sign of what we see coming up for Nico and the team? Alexi B, I got to ask you here. Yes, you are. First of all, thank you for joining us here on the desk. I got to ask, how does it feel, though, to come into your first match of Pro League and take the big victory?
Feels really good. By the way, is the mic working?
Yeah, you're all good, man. You're sounding fantastic.
Because sometimes it doesn't work here. Okay. It feels really good. Obviously, winning a top 10 team with a standing feels amazing, considering we just lost in the closed qualifiers yesterday. But every day, right now, we are just trying to fix really small things because we cannot go through anything major right now. We're just having officials day by day.
Okay, so in that series overall, we obviously saw some very close matches, right? 16-14, the very first 2. And then on Inferno, you guys seem to, well, wake up. I don't mean that in a bad way at all, I promise. But what was it about Inferno for you guys that allowed you to have such a landslide win?
Maybe just a pistol win for once and converting the second round. Like yesterday and overall in the closed qualifier, except for Nordavind, I just thought like we're losing every single pistol. We're not winning any force buy rounds, so we're like full eco in those usually because we don't have good success. But a lot of these rounds always start with us losing pistol and the first gun round, and it's not the ideal start. So it's something we definitely try to fix in the future.
So you're saying that's not an ideal start, LXCB, and we can agree to that. What is the problem? What is the fix? What is the solution? What have you guys talked about in order to change that?
I mean, overall, like force buys for us, I think we want to play more gun rounds. What I mean by this is, let's say we lose the CT pistol, for example, we might just full eco and go for the gun round at 2-0. But for the pistols, I don't really know, because on practice it feels like you win every pistol and you're doing some decent strats. But that usually means that you lose on official, and it goes the other way around as well. If you lose on practice, I just always tell my team, like, we're gonna win this pistol on official. So I don't know really, but on CT pistol today on Inferno, maybe because we won Nuke, it gave us some confidence. We just one-tapped 5 of them or something.
Yeah, I mean, that usually works if you just one-tap 5 players. Now, speaking of aim, speaking of players one-tapping, Nico had a fantastic showing today for you guys. Valde talked about it in an interview, how he's a player that is easy to slot in. For you, being an in-game leader of Nico, initial impression, is easy to play with?
Really easy. Like, I'm so impressed, actually, because I didn't think that the first day he comes to stand in, that he can just straight up do anything. Like, he knows every single nade lineup there is. He knows every single setup, and it just feels like, you know, he has insane memory, okay? And with Heroic, they do a lot of, like, I just feel like he remembers everything about the opponent, so he can tell me something like, oh yeah, I used to do this, for example, and it's really good, and then I'm like, yeah, sure, go for it, that looks insane. And I'm speaking about specific opponents, you know, let's say we would face Big, and he has played Big in the past, like, he's giving me really good insights as well.
Okay.
But the most important thing is the communication. I feel like he brings really good energy on TeamSpeak. I've never laughed this much in the past 2 days, I feel like. But the way he communicates is perfect, where he's never saying one sentence. He's always saying 2 or 3 sentences where nobody can get, you know, flanked, or nobody can get timed. Whenever 1 second passes, he doesn't watch a smoke. He's saying, watch out, he didn't come through the smoke, you know? And those small details can really win us some rounds, crucial rounds, by not letting people caught us off guard, you know?
Yeah, I'm so happy you said that, right? Because that was one of the points I made out on Twitter, the fact that you always have to follow up your first sentence with another one. Now, speaking of OG, LXCB, it's been a strugglesome period for you guys, and I guess you haven't really hit the ceiling that you guys would like. Is Nico the future for you guys, or is that still too early to say by now?
It's too early to say right now, but let's just see day by day. And yeah, I'll leave it at that.
Fair.
Okay, well, LXCB, thank you so much for joining us here on the desk, and obviously congratulations for your victory today. We hope to see more of it coming up later on in the Pro League.
Thank you. See you.
It's good stuff. You know, that was my first time talking to LXCB, and you know what? I want to go home and talk to some more. Some great insights coming from the in-game leader.
He's fantastic to talk to. I've been interviewing this guy many, many times, and he always gives you good answers, right? And I'm so happy what he said there the last time. I did a tweet a couple of days ago saying, you know, highlighting communication and how important it is for players out there. And he basically reiterated everything I said in that tweet. The second sentence, right? Saying that you're smoked off doesn't give your teammates any information, but saying that you're smoked off and you now have to watch for connector, you have to watch for the flank, you have to watch this area, that's good communication. And I'm so happy to hear that Nico is practicing that, and LXCB as an in-game leader as well is acknowledging the fact that a player from Denmark coming in Nico is good at communicating, because that just helps everyone on the team feel more comfortable.
Well, also the energy you mentioned, right? He's never laughed so much when playing with someone, and we obviously talk about, you know, what a player contributes in the server versus out of the server, and it seems like they're all in smiles, all having a great time.
Nico is a bit of a goofball.
Yeah. Well, obviously that does wrap up our third and final series of the day. We want to talk to you about what's coming up tomorrow, though, right? We still have 3 matches coming up. We have 8 days straight of action for you nonstop until we do have 1 day off. And you can see we have FPX up against Renegades to start things off at 12 p.m. CET, followed up by Complexity against OG. So battle of who can take themselves to 2-0 in the groups. And to round things out, closing out with Big up against Heroic. So, Pimp, you're looking at those 3 games tomorrow. Which one are you eyeing?
I mean, Complexity against OG is going to be interesting because it's the 2 winners, right? 2 teams that I expect now after watching OG today go far in this tournament, or at least in this group. Whereas for Big Client, that's a must-win game tomorrow against against Heroic. They cannot afford to lose to Heroic, and Heroic is not a bad team at all. They're playing with 2 new guys coming into the lineup, looking somewhat solid. So if you're Big Clan right now, and if you're a Big Clan fan as well, you gotta be a little bit shaken.
Yeah, you have to be shaken indeed, and that obviously does mean we need to end out the day. So big shout out to all of you guys at home who are watching throughout the day, production as well as the talent here on the broadcast. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you tomorrow for some more Pro League action.